later. It's time for high school football, presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network. The best Stark County football is heard right here all season long. Whether you're in a car, at home, or on the go, the action is live on Q92 and streaming on the Q92 Facebook page, X, and our YouTube channel. Now, let's take you live to the stadium and our broadcast team for tonight's kickoff on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Here they go! Touchdown!
Number 92 is Cooper Mazier, escorted by Luke and Fran Mazier with sibling Taylor Mazier.
From Robert Fife Stadium at Jackson High School, it's time for high school football here on the Q92 Sports Network as the Jackson Polar Bears at 5-3, 3-1 in the Federal League host the Canton McKinley Bulldogs at 7-1 and 5-0. The Bulldogs can win an outright Federal League title here tonight. The Polar Bears can stay alive for a share of the title with a victory this evening. Canton McKinley looking for their 7th straight win. They clinched a share of their 4th straight Federal League title last week with a 24-21 win over Lake. They also clinched a playoff spot for the Bulldogs, who were 3rd in Division I, Region I. Kylan West, their running back, the sophomore, leading the league with 960 yards. Quarterback Trent Hayden has thrown at least one TD pass in every game this season. The McKinley defense giving up just over 15 points a game. Jackson held off a stubborn Glen Oak team last week, 21-10 for its 4th win in 5 games. Federal League's 2nd leading rusher is Corey Jacobs. He had 154 yards and 2 scores last week. Carter Milliman threw for 2. Jacobs has 6 straight 100-yard games after being moved from wide receiver. Ullman has filled in well for starter Lucas Eckerman, who could be back this week after missing 2 games with a concussion. A playoff spot in Region 1 was clinched by Jackson with their win last week. Jackson broke a 17-game losing streak to McKinley with a 20-7 win at Tom Benson Stadium last season, but the Bulldogs got revenge, winning in the playoffs first round, 35-32, back here at Robert Fife Stadium. These teams have played every year since 1997. McKinley has won 24 of the 28 games. They're 12-2 at home, 12-2 on the road. And the last win before last season for the Polar Bears was back in 2007. They won 14-7 here. They won consecutive games in 2002 and 2003. It's a Score 7 night of high school football here on the Q92 Sports Network. And we'll tell you about those games in just a little while. We'll also have words from Renzi Parnell, the head coach of the Bulldogs, and Jay Rohr, the head coach of the Jackson Polar Bears. That's coming up a little bit later during the pregame. But first, we'll send it back to the studio, and then you'll hear the previews of tonight's other game on the Q92 Sports Network. For now, we'll say so long from Robert Fife Stadium at Jackson, but stay tuned. We'll be back here a little bit later as the Jackson Polar Bears take on the McKinley Bulldogs. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit Sarshone.com.
Good evening, everyone. It is week 9 of this Ohio high school football season on the Q92 Sports Network, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group. I'm Jay Wilhelm, and I'm live inside Wakefield Stadium in Perry Township as the Perry Panthers take on the Green Bulldogs in this Federal League showdown. The Bulldogs and Panthers have been headed in opposite directions the last few weeks. Green comes in with a record of 3-5, 2-3 in conference play. They have won back-to-back games for the first time this season, as they seem to have found themselves late in the season. Led by star quarterback Tyson Hunka, the Bulldogs had their breakout game in Week 7 by dominating Glen Oak 51-24. Then last week got their signature win of the season by defeating a very good Louisville team 27-14. Perry comes into tonight sitting at 4-4, 1-3 in conference play, After a blazing hot start to the season under first-year head coach Spencer Leno, the Panthers have come back down to earth, having lost their last 2 games, albeit to 2 of some of the toughest opponents on their entire schedule in Austintown Fitch and the Hoover Vikings, respectfully. They are led by an opportunistic defense and a hard-nosed rushing attack. They will look to get back into the win column tonight and finish the season strong. Join myself and my broadcast partner, Mike Voorhees, as we'll have the call live with kickoff scheduled for 7 p.m. Bulldogs versus Panthers tonight live from Wakefield Stadium. I'm Jay Wilhelm with the Q92 Sports Network.
It's a late season EBC battle tonight here in Beloit as the 7-1 West Branch Warriors host the 3-5 Carrollton Warriors here on the Q92 Sports Network. Carrollton comes into tonight's game on a 2-game losing streak in the EBC after consecutive losses to Alliance and Salem. Their lone EBC victory was a win over Marlington. In Division III Region 11, Carrollton is currently sitting at the 14 spot. And of course, with changes in the playoffs this year, they've got to get up to the 12 spot to get in. Carrollton does not control its own destiny. They'll need to win out and get help if they'd like to get into the playoffs. And they'll be leaning heavily on their senior quarterback, the 6'4", 205-pound Hunter Allison, who's been one of the leaders throwing it and running the ball this season. Of course, the ground game's truly led by their junior running back, Levi Kiko, whose name you'll hear a lot tonight. As for the West Branch Warriors, they're in great shape right now. They've clinched a playoff spot and are currently at the 2 seed in Division IV Region 13. They also haven't lost since Week 1 at Canfield and are undefeated in EBC play, led by senior quarterback Grady Hurst, who's thrown for over 1,900 yards this season, 20 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions. And senior wide receiver J.R. Thomas, who's collected 46 catches for 705 yards this season and 8 touchdowns. And you can hear all the action at 7 right here on the Q92 Sports Network. Carrollton and West Branch. For Q92 Sports, I'm Christian Bigglesworth.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
It's hard to believe that it's Week 9 already, and we're in for a Pac-7 battle between the visiting 5-2 Indians of Northwest and the 3-5 Falcons of Fairless. I'm Mike Dixon, joined by Ryan Rowland for Q92 Sports Network, presented by Sarshone Auto Group. Northwest comes into tonight's game 4-0 in the Pac-7, sitting 7th in Region 13. The Indians were able to grind out a 13-12 win and a Week 8 win over Tuslaw. The Indians' offense has been led all season long by QB Braden Venables, who has 834 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, but 7 INTs. He also has 285 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. His number 1 target and playmaker at receiver is Logan Allman with 365 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. But the guys that get the offense rolling are 4 young men that split time in the backfield. Joey Medor, 108 carries, 607 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Connor Stevenson, 43 carries, 260 yards, and 1 touchdown. Kellen Renford, 24 carries, 138 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And Jacob Garber has 14 carries for 132 yards and 1 touchdown. The Fairless comes into tonight's matchup 0-4 in the Pac-7 and 3-5 on the season, getting wins over Sandy Valley, Waynedale, Tusky Valley. The Falcons are coming off a 31-14 loss in Week 8 against Canton South. Fairless offense has been led by a stout backfield with Trey McVicker with 59 carries, 344 yards, and 1 touchdown. Jack Kirby has 44 carries, 320 yards, and 3 touchdowns. QB Mikey Rittenbeck is also a playmaker with 208 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns, but he can also throw the ball just as much as he does rush. He has 1,633 passing yards and 16 touchdowns, but also has 12 interceptions. Both teams are ready to kick off Week 9 here in this Pac-7 battle between Northwest and Fairless. Kickoff is 7 p.m. For Q92 Sports, I'm Mike Dixon.
The Massillon Tigers are one of the most accomplished high school football programs in the country. They've won 25 Ohio State titles, with the most recent coming just 2 years ago, and have been recognized by the Associated Press as high school football national champs 9 times. And they've also won 8 or more games in a year since 2016. So this season has been considered as an up and down year in Tiger Town. With all games so far coming at home, they've had a 21-14 win over Ohio powerhouse St. Edward, but have also dropped an uncharacteristic 34-2 loss versus a team from Canada. All in all, it results to a 5-3 record through 8 games for the Tigers, but Massillon comes into tonight's annual home matchup with the Warren G. Harding Raiders, winners of 2 in a row, and things are looking up. Last week, Massillon took down the Cornerstone Christian Warriors out of San Antonio 45-20. A player to watch for tonight is running back Xavier Owens. If he rushes for 140 yards this evening, then he will eclipse 1,000 yards on the year. On the other sideline, the Raiders come in with a record of 3-4 and have dropped their last 2. Last Friday, they lost to Cardinal Mooney by the final of 7-3. With an injury to quarterback James Jones, Harding has become a run-heavy team, and a name that will be called into the microphone at 10 tonight will be Mekhi Brogdon, as the Raiders running back has over 300 yards and 6 touchdowns on the year. A week from tomorrow will be the Tigers matchup with McKinley. Can Massillon head coach Nate Moore get his team to 6-3 heading into Canton next Saturday? Or will the Road Raiders play spoiler? Find out at 7 o'clock as Robert Coleman and I will bring you all the action. From Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in Massillon, Matt Corrali, the Q92 Sports Network.
Start your day right at Judy's Family Restaurant, your new favorite spot for home-style breakfast and friendly faces. We're locally owned and operated with a team that brings you years of experience to every plate. Whether you're craving fluffy pancakes, sizzling bacon, or a hot cup of coffee, we've got you covered. Come taste the difference at Judy's Family Restaurant. Call 234-360-3096 and follow us on Facebook for daily specials and updates. Judy's, where breakfast feels like home.
Tonight here at the University of Mount Union Cara Stadium, a battle between the 6-2 Alliance Aviators and the 5-3 Minerva Lions. Looking at the Eastern Buckeye Conference, Minerva comes in 1-2, while the Aviators are 2-1. The Lions actually looking to stop a 9-game losing streak against the Aviators tonight. And we'll see what happens when they kick this one off this evening at 7 o'clock on 1310 WDPN. The Minerva Lions, with that record of 5-3, even if they win out, probably not going to have enough points to make it to the postseason. Meanwhile, Alliance, with winning out here this year in 2025, should get them enough, might even get them a home game, possibly a first-round bye. The Aviators are getting it done on both sides of the ball, but you know we're going to talk about J.R. Jackson. He has been an absolute force this year, 1,974 yards, 19 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions. He's run for 553, and he's scored 7 touchdowns on the ground. How about this Minerva team, though? Zach Slates comes in, takes over the program, leads them to 5 wins. They're trying to pick up 6, possibly 7, before the year comes to an end. Should be a good one tonight here at Mount Union. Alliance and Minerva kick off tonight right here on AM 1310 WDPN. I'm Sam Berkman for 1310 WDPN and the Q92 Radio Sports Network.
It's the penultimate week, week 9 of high school football on Q92 Radiosports.com, and we are at Blue Streak Stadium in Uniontown for the Federal League matchup between the 7-1, 3-1 in the Fed North Canton Hoover Vikings and the 6-2, 2-2 in the Fed Lake Blue Streaks. Federal League Championship implications on the line tonight with North Canton Hoover having just that one loss. They need some help from Jackson tonight, who will be the Vikings' opponent next week. And Hoover needs a McKinley loss and to win their last 2 games to have a share at the Federal League Championship. The Vikings are coming off a 35-21 win last week over Perry and has them in good shape for postseason play, with Hoover currently 6th in Division II, Region 7. The Hoover offense runs through senior receiver Jack Andes. Andes leads Stark County with 16 touchdowns overall. We'll keep an eye on senior quarterback John Collins, who has been suffering an ankle injury through most of the season. He has still been productive, 5 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks and 13 total touchdowns on the season. After starting off the season 6-0, the Lake Blue Streaks have suffered 2 straight losses. Last week, a 21-24 loss to Canton McKinley. Despite those 2 losses, Lake is currently 4th in Division II Region 5. Lake senior quarterback Alex Quire has thrown 13 TD passes this season. The offense has been helped along by senior running back Davis Madsen, who has 670 yards and 8 touchdowns rushing on the season despite missing the first 2 games. Last season in Week 9, Hoover beat Lake by a score of 18-17, and then Lake knocked off Hoover in the first round of the playoffs 28-0. Hoover leads the all-time series 21-17. Join me, Ryan Keller, and my broadcast partner, Antonio Hall, for all the action on the Q92 YouTube channel. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock from Blue Streak Stadium in Uniontown. Ryan Keller, Q92 Sports.
It's week 9 of the high school football season and the final week of Federal League play for the Canton McKinley Bulldogs. They take on Jackson. The Bulldogs have clinched at least a tie for the Federal League title, and Jackson looking to join that club. And should be a good game tonight as these 2 teams meet once again. But first of all, before we get to this game this week, let's talk a little bit about last week's game against Lake, Coach. And I thought your team seemed in control of that game, but not able to put Lake away. What was your take on that game last week?
Yeah, I thought the same. Hats off to them. They did a heck of a job of staying in it and fighting back. I thought we did a lot of good things, kind of let them back in the game, second half. They did a good job running the football. So just one of those things, you got to learn how to close the team out.
Seemed like your team has points during a game where you're very efficient offensively, whether or not you're able to keep that up for an entire 48 minutes. What does your team need to do to be as efficient as it can be all the way through the game?
Yeah, just gotta learn to focus. Better weeks of practice. You know what I mean? So, and make better adjustments.
Again, balance on your team. You had the 100-yard rusher last week. You had a receiver with 10 catches. Are you pretty happy with how that is right now?
Yeah, it's going pretty good. I think a lot of it is just being able to stay poised and get what they're giving you, so to speak. So take what they're giving you.
All right, you have Jackson this week. The Polar Bears playing well. They won 4 out of their last 5. They have made some changes on offense and seem to be more explosive. What is your take when you see them on film?
Yeah, they're very explosive. Explosive at a lot of the skill positions, but they're big up front. They do a good job up front as well. The quarterback is a very experienced guy, which is always nice to have. So it's going to be a really tough game.
When you would see them on film, do they like to attack, especially defensively? They've given up some points this season. What do they do defensively that you need to worry about?
They play sound football, I'll tell you that. They do a really good job. Their safeties are very active. They're really good up front, and they run to the ball well, so it's going to be tough.
All right, that's Renzi Parnell, head coach of the Canton McKinley Bulldogs. His team takes on Jackson this week. Coach, thanks for your time and good luck.
I appreciate it. Go Pups.
Lilyfield Lane Flowers and Gifts, located at 2830 Cleveland Avenue South, is your go-to florist for every occasion: homecoming, prom, weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, and memorials. Stop in and take a look at our unique gifts and beautiful custom floral arrangements. We deliver in the Stark County area. Give us a call today at 330-754-6998 and mention Q92 to receive a 20% discount.
It's time for high school football here on Q92. It's a Score 7 Friday night, and our game here on Q92 is the Jackson Polar Bears hosting the Canton McKinley Bulldogs in another huge Federal League matchup. Before we get to that one, let's talk a little bit about last week's game against Glen Oak. You were able to get through that one with a victory after what had to be a very satisfying performance against Lake. Did you see the Lake game affecting last week's game at all, or was it totally different?
No, I think it is. It's hard. I think from time to time, and I think, again, I don't want to just speak for us. I think big picture, I've been doing this a long time too. I think you go against a good, at the time, undefeated Lake team, and you play to the level that you truly believe as a coach and as coaches that your team's capable of playing, and you end up winning that game. And then deep down, you're going against I think at the time, it's a 1-6 football team. You kind of, consider that, and you try to motivate your players. And again, something we preach, it's one practice at a time, one game at a time. And last week it had to be Glen Oak. But I still think it's always hard and challenging for players to look at those games and to get up for those games when you look at a record. And again, you try to do your due diligence. Records are thrown out the window, especially in Stark County, especially in the Federal League. So I think it was challenging. And me personally, I know Scott Garcia as well, and what their coaching staff and those players are going to do on a week-to-week basis. So we knew it wasn't going to be a slouch. They're going to play for 48 minutes. And as you started off, we were fortunate enough to come out with a win.
Well, coming into this week's game against Canton McKinley, of course, everybody's banged up at this time of year. But as far as where you see your team, I know we talked a couple of weeks ago, and you thought that performance was in there. You just hadn't quite seen it yet. But have you seen signs in the last couple of weeks that this is the team that you thought you might have?
I have. I think, again, since the beginning, I mean, we've had key injuries, but who hasn't? And we are starting a lot of guys with inexperience. But, I mean, now you're talking going into week 9. So the inexperience is thrown out the window now. The injuries, everyone's sustaining them or has had them. So there's no excuses. We believe what we're capable of doing, and that's playing at a high level in all 3 phases of the game. And we know that if we're capable of doing that, we're a disciplined football team. Then we have the ability to beat and to play with anyone. And we look forward to a great challenge this Friday night at home against Canton McKinley.
Well, you got kind of the monkey off your back last season, winning the game at Canton in week 9. What do you have to do to win this week? McKinley playing very well right now. They're on a good streak, like your team. What are some of the things that you think will be the most important this week?
First and foremost, I think number one is, again, who's going to be the more disciplined football team. And what that means for me is who's going to make the least amount of mistakes. And that includes turnovers. It's a huge part. We've played at a high level. We haven't turned the football over, which is a big thing. I think field position, when you have 2 great teams playing against one another too, I think field position is a big deal. I believe in our kicker without question, and everything that he brings to the table. I think they got a great kicker and great special teams as well. So I think field position's going to be very evident. And then the last one I think is limiting explosive plays. We got to create explosive plays, and we got to limit explosive plays. And whoever does those things, I think obviously is going to come out with a victory.
All right, that's Jay Roy, the head coach of the Jackson Polar Bears. They take on McKinley this week. And Coach, good luck, and thanks for your time.
Glenn, I always appreciate you guys and all you guys do, so thank you.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important benefits that we can offer at Friends and Family Credit Union. Welcome to Family Secure Checking. It offers unrivaled security to protect your everyday finances and purchases, as well as comprehensive identity theft protection and reimbursement coverage, credit file monitoring, benefits for travel, shopping rewards, and a cell phone protection that includes repair or replacement for up to 4 phones on your cell phone plan. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back to Robert Fife Stadium as we get set for high school football. And week 9, which is hard to believe, but it's week 9. We have this one, and then next week we'll be at Hoover for the Hoover Vikings and Jackson Polar Bears. And then next Saturday afternoon we'll be at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium as Canton McKinley will host Massillon in their traditional battle. Tonight, what usually turns out to be one of the most physical games of the season and one of the most anticipated games of the season between the Canton McKinley Bulldogs and the Jackson Polar Bears. McKinley looking for its 7th straight win. They clinched at least a share of their 4th straight Federal League crown last week with a 24-21 victory over Lake. They also clinched a playoff spot in Division I, Region 1, as Jackson did last week. Kylan West over 100 yards and a touchdown. He leads the league in rushing with 960 yards. Quarterback Trent Hayden 191 yards and a score on 17 of 22 against Lake last week. He has at least one TD pass in every game this season. Darius Hill caught 10 balls for 106 yards and a score last week. DB Lenaz Brown returned an interception for score against the Blue Streaks. McKinley giving up about 15 points a game defensively. Jackson, as Jay Rohr was saying, held on against Glen Oak 21-10. That's their fourth win in 5 games. They are led by Corey Jacobs, the second leading rusher, the Federal League. 154 yards, 2 scores last week. He has 6 straight 100-yard games after being moved from wide receiver early in the year. And a maybe two-headed quarterback tonight for the Jackson Polar Bears. Junior Carter Mulliman, who threw for 2 scores last week. And Lucas Eckerman, who's missed a couple of games with a concussion. The senior looks like he is back this evening and ready to play. And Jay Rohr telling me that if they're both healthy, they both will play tonight. Their leading receiver is Max Cowles, 26 catches, 439 yards, 5 scores. Polar Bears, though, giving up more than 25 points per game in league play, and they've given up more than 34 times this season. But with a win tonight, they can keep themselves in contention for a share of the Federal League title. They beat McKinley in the regular season last year 20-7 in Week 9 at Tom Benson Stadium. But McKinley came here and won in the first round of the playoffs 35-32. And McKinley leading the all-time series 24-4. 12-2 here, 12-2 back in Canton. Brian Beatty is on assignment this week. So Ryan Bevere is my partner, and Ryan is going to join me here in the booth as he has done in the past. And we've seen both of these teams over the last few weeks. Some impressive performances by both. Jackson against Lake, McKinley against Green, and then last week against the Lake Blue Streaks. Do you see a clear favorite in this game? It seems pretty close to me.
Well, I will say this. The Federal League seems like it's loaded. There's so many great teams in the Federal League, but this one right here, this Jackson versus McKinley, this feels like the Federal League game that I've been waiting for, and it's Week 9, so here we go.
I don't know if you were able to get the feel of anything. I saw both quarterbacks down in the end zone throwing. I'm guessing it being senior night, we might see the senior Lucas Eckerman to start things tonight, but you're Coach Jay Rohr, and you've had 3.5, almost 4 good seasons out of Lucas Eckerman. Some really good games this year from Carter Mulliman. Where are you leaning?
So I think both teams are very, very relaxed. I think they're both they're dialed in, obviously. It's senior night. The Polar Bears are coming out right now through the Polar Bear Tunnel, but they're relaxed. I think it means a lot for McKinley and Renzi Parnell, obviously, in his first year to win this Federal League outright. But it means a lot for Jackson.
Well, we'll see what we get tonight, but these are two teams that have been on the upswing. The Bulldogs haven't lost since Week 2. They lost to a team from New Jersey. And after a slow start for Jackson, they have really pulled it together. The Polar Bears right now are 6th in Division I, Region 1. They beat Chardon 35-13. They lost to Fitch 41-3 when they lost both of their quarterbacks in that game. They lost to St. Francis of New York by 7. Then they beat Mayfield 33-6, Green 38-35. They stumbled against Perry 21-19, a loss. Then the big win over Lake 40-37 in the win last week against Glen Oak. Canton McKinley started out with a win over Warren Harding. They lost to St. Augustine Prep from New Jersey 24-14. Since then, wins over Cleveland Heights, Glen Oak, Perry, Green, Hoover, and Lake. So let's take a timeout. We'll come back to Robert Fife Stadium. We'll get set for the kickoff of tonight's game as Canton McKinley visits Jackson. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit Sarshone.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group. on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
It's Dollar Dog Night here at the Jackson Local Schools Robert Fife Stadium. Hot dogs only $1 thanks to Stark Federal Credit Union. If you're coming to the game, you can feed the whole family for just a few dollars, whether you're a polar bear or a bulldog. You win tonight with Stark Federal Credit Union. Clint Scroggs and Ryan Bevere from Robert Fife Stadium. McKinley can clinch an outright Federal League title tonight. This will be their last Federal League game of the season, of course, next week with Massillon. Jackson is at Hoover next Friday night, and so a win here tonight and a win next week would give Jackson a share of the title. Jackson win tonight would also help them greatly as far as their playoffs are concerned. Top four get a bye in week one. Jackson is 6th right now and would get a huge pile of points with a win here against Canton McKinley, the number 3 team in the region.
I think this is the best McKinley team we've seen in about 10 years. And I think that their goals are set high. I know it is year one of a new scheme and a new everything, but they are ready to go. I'm telling you that right now.
Bulldogs are in all white tonight with red numbers, trimmed in black, red and black striping. They have the black helmet with the red, black, and white over the top, black face mask. Jackson in the all purple tonight. White numbers, white and black stripes on the sleeves, and the traditional yellow or gold, if you prefer, Jackson helmet with the purple face mask. And McKinley will kick off to start things. It will be Thomas Mankowski, the senior kicker, to boot it away for the Bulldogs. Two back deep for Jackson, standing back around the 2-yard line. He doesn't really hit it that far usually, but he gets all of that one and sends it into the end zone for a touchback. Very little breeze here tonight. The American flag kind of wrapped around the pole down to our right, so hard to tell, but I don't believe the breeze is going to be a factor tonight. Another perfect night for high school football. Temperatures in the upper 50s as we start. We'll be in the lower 50s by the time we are concluded. And we'll see who comes out as quarterback for Jackson, and it will be Lucas Eckerman, the senior, 6 feet, 180. Completing 62% of his passes, and on first down, it's going to be a run. And out across the 20 to the 22-yard line goes Corey Jacobs. Jacobs coming in with 915 yards, 12 touchdowns, and averaging 6 yards a carry, and one of the best stories in the county, as Jacobs was a wide receiver. They had an injury at running back, and at some point during practice, he said, I was a running back at some point. Well, they put him back there, and he has been a revelation. Back to throw. Eckerman looks near side. The pass is deflected and incomplete. McKinley's Colin Hinkle got a hand on the ball, and the pass came up short, intended on the near side for Gino Szymanski, and just like that, it's 3rd and 8 here for the Polar Bears.
Look for Jackson to continue to look for the left side of the field. They don't want to mess with Christopher Crook on the opposite side.
Rocco Norch comes as a slot receiver to the near side inside Szymanski, and they have 2 out to the far right side of the field. McKinley with 4 on the line of scrimmage, only 2 with their hand on the ground, and now they bring an extra one. Throw over the middle, it's caught, and the ball comes out. What do they call it? Looks like a catch at the 32-yard line. Nope, they're going to call it incomplete. Or are they? Yeah, incomplete. Defender reached in just as the receiver turned around with the ball and pulled it out. So it will be called incomplete at the 32. So that'll bring up a 4th down for Jackson. So the Polar Bears go 3 and out. Cooper Mazier, averaging just under 40 yards a punt, will hit it from about his 12-yard line. 2 back deep for the Bulldogs. Good snap, no rush, kick is away. High spinner, fair catch taken for the Bulldogs on their 45-yard line. Taken by Shad Davis for Canton McKinley. They'll spot him at about the 47. So 1st and 10 for McKinley. With their quarterback, the senior, Trent Hayden, completing just under 63%, 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 1,139 yards. And he has been a good field general as well as all that other stuff for the Bulldogs this year. Wearing the pink spats on his shoes. He'll come out with a wing to the left, 2 receivers far left, tight end near side right. Man comes in motion, and the end for Jackson jumps offside. When the tight end H-back went in motion from the left side, the Jackson player jumped. There's Reese Myers with a 5-yard penalty. So McKinley on the Jackson 48, 1st and 5. 1 back behind the quarterback in the pistol. Play action, throw out to the left side. It's caught by Darius Hill, and he's brought down with a flag down. Ball came out. A lot going on right over there with Hill making the catch. He had a blocker out there with him, and DJ Britt. So let's see what the call is.
I didn't see anything that would warrant a penalty. Just an incomplete pass.
I don't know if he was reaching for the beanbag and threw the flag instead. I'm not sure. He did throw the flag, but
yeah, that's a good point. But it was absolutely an incomplete pass.
They moved the ball back to the 42, so it is a 10-yard penalty, and I think the Bulldogs were guilty of holding. So that's what the penalty will be. So they went from 1st and 10 to 1st and 5 to now 1st and 15. Not quite a minute into the first period. Jackson was 3 and out. McKinley now trying to overcome a penalty. They'll go with Kylan West up the middle, and he is crunched very near the line of scrimmage. He might have gotten 1 yard on the play. Jackson hit by Willangel Martinez. That is a 1-yard pickup. So 2nd and 14 for McKinley, as Derek Gordon will come in as the 3rd receiver. They'll bring out the 2nd tight end. Legacy Lee is the tight end normally, or the H-back. They'll line up tight to the near side. 2 receivers out to the left. And Gordon as a wing near side behind the tight end. Pistol formation. Gordon goes in motion left. Back to throw. Throw far side, and it's caught by Hill just short of the 50. They'll mark him at around the 48, maybe the 49. It'll be 3rd and long here for the Bulldogs on the 49-yard line.
Jackson is daring McKinley to run the ball up the middle. Their quarterbacks are playing back at least 7 to 10 yards. And the first play, they ran it up the middle and nothing was there. So now McKinley's trying to get the yards that Jackson is giving them.
Again, Britt and Hill out to the left side. Gordon to the near side. Lee set up as a wing to the near side right. Hayden in the pistol. Takes the snap. Play action. Wants to throw. Down the middle he goes. Caught by Hill inside the 40 at the 39-yard line, and that's a 1st down.
That is an elite ball fake by Trent Hayden right there. That he fooled everybody at Robert Fife Stadium, and he found his receiver down the field for a 1st down. That is incredible by Trent Hayden.
And quickly getting rid of the football and right on the money between the 1 and the 9 on Darius Hill, who goes out to the left with Gordon. Now DJ Britt comes to the near side. McKinley with a 1st and 10 on the Jackson 39. Wing right. And the snap back. Hill takes it up the middle. Gets to the 35 before he's wrapped up and pulled backwards. Tackle there for Jackson by Reese Myers.
Stop for Jackson, number 2, Alex Height, and number 48, Reese Myers.
So the ball on the 35. It'll be 2nd and 6. Again, Britt comes to the near side. 2 out to the left. Lee is the wing to the near side of the field. Hayden, stretch play to the right. Here comes West, cuts back inside a block, has a first down and more down the sideline. Hill to the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Wowee, Clint, look at him go. I thought he was going to try to go into the tunnel. He had to shake and bake, hit the sideline. He busted at least 3 to 4 tackles. And what impressed me the most, the way that he stayed in bounds, I thought for sure he was going out around the 20.
Yeah, just had the speed to get around the corner against a player who seemed to have an angle. Here's Thomas Mankowski for the extra point. Hayden the holder. Good snap, ball down, kick up, and good. Timeout on the field. 8:27 to go in the first quarter from Jackson. McKinley 7, Polar Bears nothing. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Dreaming of your next getaway? Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency is a locally woman-owned travel agency helping you see the world. Lisa books any and all types of travel, honeymoons, all-inclusive, cruises, Disney, along with bachelor and bachelorette trips and destination weddings with low deposit, and you set your monthly payments. Mention Q92 to get $50 on board cruise credit cabin or $150 off your non-canceled vacation or honeymoon. Call 330-428-0610. Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency. If you don't go, you won't know.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
An impressive march by Canton McKinley. They overcame a holding penalty and got a 35-yard touchdown run from Kylan West, his 9th rushing touchdown of the season. Two back deep for Jackson, again standing near the goal line. Last time, Mankowski knocked it into the end zone. And it will be a kick here for Mankowski. Again, a deep one, but it's taken at the 3-yard line. Out to the 10, to the 20, far side, 30, 35, 40, and out to the 41-yard line.
This is high school football presented by
the
Sarshone Auto Group.
Deep man, Max Cowles brings it out to the 42, and that's where Jackson will start 1st and 10.
Was taking photos before the game, senior night. I was taking pictures of Max, and he got out of the way. I said, listen, you got to get in the photos, especially senior night. You need to be in the photos. He said, I'll make a play for you tonight. Well, there you go.
He got an early start on it. We'll see if that's his high point, but he has become a very important part of the Jackson offense in the last 4 or 5 games. We'll see if the Polar Bears can get something going offensively. On their first possession, they were 3 and out. They come back with Lucas Eckerman, the senior quarterback. Corey Jacobs to his right in the pistol, and they have 2 receivers pretty close to the ball on either side. Eckerman back, looking right, then he's going to go down. Thrown to the turf, back on the 35-yard line. Rather rudely, that sack by Javier Moore for the Bulldogs. And that's actually a loss of 7 back to the 35.
Well, McKinley's come in here the first couple of minutes of the game, and they're trying to prove that they are the team to beat in the Federal League.
Jackson will bring trips to the near side, 1 out to the right. Eckerman in the pistol, sends Jacobs in motion left. He's back, wants to throw the screen, and it's incomplete. I don't know if somebody got a fingertip on that one, but it was intended for Max Cowles in the middle of the field. They tried to go with the screen, which is what you like to do against a heavy rush, but they were unable to complete it. And it will be 3rd down and 17 here for Jackson. As the McKinley coaching staff trying to decide who they want on the field. They had 2 coming off, and they waved them back on. So 3rd and 17. And it's a run. Jacobs coming left, 40, 45, and tripped up at about the 46-yard line. First man there for McKinley, DeJuan Robinson. But that will be a good 5 or 6 yards short of the first down. And again, the punt team comes on for the Jackson Polar Bears. They needed to get off to a good start here tonight, but they have not done that. A couple of 3-and-out drives, and they gave up a touchdown on defense. Zier to punt it away.
Good opportunity to flip the field, though, for Jackson, so that's a positive, glass half full kind of thing.
Flag down as the ball is snapped. High kick and taken on the 24-yard line by Darius Hill. Let's see what the flag is about, which flew as soon as the ball was snapped. Maybe a formation penalty. Haven't seen a signal yet from the referee. Now we'll see it. An illegal formation against Jackson. So they'll add on 5 yards at the end. Everybody a winner here at the Jackson Polar Bears Robert Fife Stadium tonight. Stark Federal Credit Union sponsoring Dollar Dog Night for all the fans. Hot dogs only $1. You might want 5. Mustard and ketchup are free. So thanks to Stark Federal Credit Union for Dollar Dog tonight at Jackson.
I'll tell you, they hate to see me coming.
First and 10, McKinley after the penalty from their 30-yard line. Hill coming in motion. And they pitch him the ball forward on the jet sweep, and it's a run out across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Hill bumped out of bounds. And that is a 3-yard pickup, actually a pass, I believe, when the ball is pitched forward like that to the receiver. But you might wonder why they do that. It's actually, in case there's a problem with the exchange, it's just an incomplete pass rather than a fumble. Out to the left side goes DJ Britt. Hill to the near side. Double wing formation. And it's going to be a run to the near side. Hit put on as the ball carrier goes to the 42-yard line. And it looks like a first down for McKinley as they completely sealed this side of the Jackson defensive line.
And through 6 minutes, they're dominating both fronts, the offensive and defensive fronts.
Britt out to the left, Hill to the near side, same formation. Legacy Lee, Adonis Kelly as the H-backs, and now this time West gets the ball, and as he tries to make a cut, he slips and falls back on the 41-yard line. So he'll lose a yard on the play. We're halfway through the first quarter. McKinley with a 7-0 lead on Jackson. They scored in their first possession. Polar Bears have been 3 and out both times they've had the ball. Again, they come out with the double wing formation and a receiver each way. Trent Hayden in the pistol. Turns, fakes, wants to throw. Goes deep to the far side, and it is broken up on the far side of the field by Jackson's Jackson Baker, a senior. As DJ Britt making the outcut. There's a flag in the middle of the field. Let's see what that's about.
The cornerbacks on that play, at the last second, they decided to go into press coverage, almost like they saw something coming, like they knew a back comeback was coming.
And a flag right in the middle of the field, and it looks like they're going to march it off against. Well, they were going to march it off against McKinley, but apparently Jay Rohr wants to decline the penalty, which I didn't see what the call was. Let's see. Illegal man downfield. So it'll be 3rd and 11 here for McKinley from their 41. Now both receivers go out to the far left side. Lee is tight to the right. I believe that's Gordon, a wing left. One back. Hayden, half roll to his left. Going to throw deep down the far side of the field, and he missed his man. He had DJ Britt running free down the far side of the field. But Hayden, like he didn't set his feet there, he just kind of flung the ball. And he went to the outside of the receiver rather than the inside, and a missed opportunity there for McKinley.
Yeah, Britt had a lot of separation. If he just finds him, he catches that ball and probably walks into the end zone. If not, you're set up inside the 25-yard line.
Mankowski to come on to punt for McKinley, averaging 36.5 for the season. One back for Jackson, standing on his 22. That's Max Cowles. Mankowski with 3 protectors in front of him, takes the head-high snap, gets the kick away. Nice boot. Cowles with the fair catch on the 25-yard line. 34 yards, no return. And Jackson now for the 3rd time out on offense, trailing 7-0.
Big-time drive right here for Jackson. You don't want to fall back too far behind, and you came up with a nice stop there. So you showed your defense, and you showed your offense, you showed your entire team that the defense can come up with a stop against these boys.
West Branch up on Carrollton 7-0 late first quarter. Massillon up 14-0 on Warren Harding. 1st and 10 for Jackson. Lucas Eckerman back in there at quarterback. With 1 back, now he sends a man in motion right. They'll run it up the middle with Jacobs, and he's not going anywhere. Amari Mitchell Jr. wrapping his arms around the waist of the ball carrier and ending that play about as soon as it started. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
It'll be a long night for Jackson if they can't get Corey Jacobs going.
On 2nd down, play action. Molman in trouble. Hit. Gets the ball away as he's being knocked to the turf, but the pass comes up short. Intended for Corey Jacobs out of the backfield, but again, just no time at all for the Jackson quarterback as he got sandwiched between 2 McKinley defenders.
Right, and they went to Jacobs too on that one, and instead of throwing it 15 yards down the field, he was open at the 30-yard line. They could have dumped it off to him.
It'll be 3rd and 10. 3rd and 9. Ball on the 26. They have 2 receivers each way. 2 on the play clock. 1. And whistles, and what? It's going to be a false start against Jackson. They were up against the play clock there, and the flag came just as the ball was snapped. Lions now up on Minerva 14-0. Glen Oak 3, Mansfield 0. And Garraway up on Sandy Valley 7-0. Here it's 7-0 McKinley. They're going to take the penalty back to the 21, so 3rd down and 14 here for Jackson. Back to Eckerman. Stands in, throws it deep near side for Szymanski. The receiver and defender collide and trip over one another, and the ball sails harmlessly out of bounds. Intended for Szymanski. The coverage by Lanaz Brown. And the Bulldogs defense again forces a 3 and out from Jackson.
That is a good no call. I was looking to see if they throw a flag. They just tripped over each other. And not only that, the ball sailed 10 yards over their heads.
So Cooper Mazier for his 3rd punt already in the first 7.5 minutes. Here's the kick. And he got all of that one. Nice high kick. Hill fair catch on his 45. 34 yards on the punt, no return. So McKinley back with it. You have those games where an entire quarter goes by and each team has the ball once. This will be the 6th possession in the first 7.5 minutes of this game. A lot of incomplete passes, some penalties. McKinley scored on their first possession. And now take over on their 45-yard line. This time they have both tight ends set up on the left. 2 receivers to the near side. Blitz coming from the corner. Here's a throw and a catch. Hill's got it on the 50. Look out, 40, and he's brought down, or was he? No, he's not. He was pulled down. He was laying on top of the defender. He got up, kept running, and he scores. and it looks like it's going to be a touchdown.
I don't even know how to respond to that one. That was incredible. We would need a replay to see exactly how that went down because he was tackled down and he's been everyone, the officials, and no one's even arguing it.
Yeah, the official on this side of the field never made a move to call that play down, to stop the play.
I thought
he didn't say anything.
I thought for sure he was down, but he must have been
on top of the defensive
exactly.
player. That's the only thing I can think of because it ends up as a touchdown, and Thomas Mankowski is back on for another extra point. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is good. 4:18 to go in the first quarter. It's now Canton McKinley 14, Jackson nothing. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Whether you're training for the big game or just want to crush your next workout, L Squared Fitness Factory has your back. We support veterans and first responders. Our locally owned and old school gym open 24/7 and packed with the top line equipment built for serious results. From sport specific training, personal or small group training, or to everyday fitness. Come train with us at 7081 Portage Street, Northwest in Massillon, or call 330-844-9616. L Squared Fitness Factory, home of the natural athlete.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Well, a big play there for Canton McKinley that was going to be a medium play, but turned into a big play. A throw to Darius Hill. He was pulled down by the defender after he made the catch, but apparently, according to the official, Hill landed on top of the defender rather than on the ground. He popped back up and ran down the sideline, and it's called a touchdown.
Like a rocket, he popped up and shot straight to the end zone. He knew exactly what he was doing. It was great awareness.
Hill with his 6th receiving touchdown. Hayden now has thrown 13 as Mankowski kicks to the near side at the 11. Cowles trying to go all the way across the field and out to the 21-22 yard line. That's actually Rocco Norch. And again, Jackson will start from their 22. We still have 4:13 to go in the first quarter. And McKinley with a 14-0 lead. And Jackson with the ball by my count for the 4th time.
Yeah, and they got to do something with it because this game can get out of hand really, really quick. Still 4:13 to go in the first quarter, but I mean a 21-0 deficit before halftime would be an impossible thing to overcome.
And no first downs yet for Jackson. They just need to get a first down here. On first down, Jacobs, the running back. Eckerman, the quarterback, throws it deep far side, and he had a step on the defender looking back toward the backfield, and the ball just went right over his head. He never saw the ball.
He couldn't see it. He was still in full stride when the football landed on the turf. That is unfortunate because he had him beat too.
He had a step on the defender, and the entire way down the field, he's looking back to the quarterback while the ball is sailing toward him, and it went right over his head. So it'll be 2nd and 10. 2 receivers each way for Jackson. Nobody in the backfield. They throw the bubble screen right. 25, 30, 35, 40-yard line, and a first down for the Polar Bears. That was Regenball, who was the receiver on the previous play. They'll spot him on the 39, but that is the first Jackson first down of the evening.
2 things. One, that was a great play call to get that first down, the first down of the game for Jackson. Number 2, I'm a big fan of when your player makes a mistake, you go right back at him because that's what could happen.
Trips to the near side, one out to the right for Lucas Eckerman. Hands off to Jacobs. Sweeping right end, and the Bulldogs are all over that one. In fact, he didn't make the tackle, but Colin Hinkle came in and submarined a blocker and kind of short-circuited that play, and the pursuit was able to get there. Jacobs is going to lose a couple on the play.
Had to have been at least one bulletin point from Renzi Parnell. Don't let Corey Jacobs beat you on Friday.
Jacobs coming in with 915 yards on the season. Here's Eckerman throwing over the middle, and he zooms it right by the head of his receiver, Corey Jacobs. Pass behind him and with a lot on it. So it'll be 3rd and 12.
I don't know that Jacobs gets much after that catch. However, if he does get it, now you're looking at a more manageable 3rd down. It would be about 3rd and 6 had he caught that ball.
Polar Bears come right to the line of scrimmage after getting the signal from the far side of the field. They'll bring 3 to the near side, 1 out to the right on 3rd and 12. Eckerman alone in the backfield. 3-man rush, throws over the middle, caught. Regible again across the 50 and into McKinley territory, down to about the 41-yard line. Micah Regible Jr. came in tonight with 23 catches, was 3rd on the team, and he has a couple here after an unfortunate misplay earlier. Has contributed to this drive, getting both first downs.
Well, that's how you're going to open up the pass game. When you have Corey Jacobs on one side and then you have Micah on the other side, that way it opens it up and you have at least one side of the field that you can work with.
Trips near side again, 1 out to the right. Eckerman back to throw, whistles, flags, and I believe Jackson moved, and they did. So the Polar Bears are going to be called for another penalty. I think that's their 3rd procedure call this first quarter, which still has 2.5 minutes to go. And McKinley with a 14-0 lead.
What is it, 3 penalties, 2 first downs?
That's right. McKinley with a penalty of their own that they were able to overcome on their first drive, which ended with a touchdown. 2 to the near side, 1 out wide right, a wing right, and now he comes in motion. That's Cowles as Eckerman rolls left, hands it back the other way for Jacobs, and the Bulldogs are there again. The hit put on by Antonio Stevens, the junior, who was the leading tackler for the Bulldogs. Came in with 72 stops on the season and made a stop there on the 48 to end that play. 2nd down. And he lost a couple on that play. 2nd down, they're on the 48, and they need to go to the 31. So we're down to the last 90 seconds of this first quarter. Back is Eckerman. Rush coming. Throw down the middle behind his receiver and incomplete. Intended for Regimball. Coverage for McKinley by Dietrich Daniels. Receiver was open. The throw just behind him.
Going back to that first down, when you have a misdirection on a 1st down and 15, you're almost setting yourself up to go backwards, because when you have that misdirection, you go left, and then you have to come back right. You've already lost that first step. So if the defense is back there, which they've been all night, it kind of erupts everything, especially on a 1st and long.
4 wide to the near side of the field for Jackson. As Eckerman hands off, Jacobs running right, makes 1 man miss, bounces off a tackler, still going, and he's inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line. So that'll be about a 9-yard pickup, but it'll bring up, make it 8 yards to the 40, and it will be 4th down and 8. And the Jackson punt team comes on. It's a punt from the McKinley 40 in the last minute of the quarter.
It's not the worst thing that could have happened, obviously, when you wanted to get points, but you said it. You wanted to get that 1st down, and they're going to flip the field here better than they have all first quarter.
You got to watch out for a fake here of some sort, but he's just going to kick it. A high floater inside the 10-yard line or inside the 15, and it's going to take a huge McKinley bounce, and it's going to be down to the 27-yard line. That's only a 12-yard punt.
Yeah, and it was a good punt, it looked like. It took a huge Bulldog bounce. If that goes the opposite direction, they're going to pin him inside the 10-yard line. That's unfortunate for Jackson. Not a lot went well for the Polar Bears in the first quarter.
Hoover up on Lake in the second quarter, 7-0. Fairless 7, Northwest 0. West Branch 13, Carrollton 0. Glen Oak still leading Mansfield 3-0 in that game. And Alliance up on Minerva 7-0. On first down, throw near side, caught by Britt, stiff arm along the sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 38-yard line, finally knocked out by Alex Height, and it will be a McKinley first down. That's a quick 12-yard pitch from Hayden to DJ Britt, who came in as the second leading receiver on the season. They lost their third leading receiver last week, Elijah Finn, to a knee injury. And now a first down. High snap, pulled down, and West goes up the middle, and he fumbles the ball. I think he might have fallen on it. Saw the ball pop up out of the pile, but West is able to recover it on the 47, and that's going to be about a 9-yard gain. And that's the end of the first quarter. So we finished one from Robert Fife Stadium. And after the first quarter, it's McKinley 14, Jackson 0. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
AWP Safety, North America's leading traffic safety company, wishes the best of luck to Stark County student athletes this fall, and they need you. Join AWP as a protector for steady work and an important job keeping people safe. They offer paid training, certification, referral bonuses, and advancement opportunities. To apply, visit jobs.awpsafety.com. That's jobs.awpsafety.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back to Robert Fife Stadium. Clint Scroggs and Ryan Bevere with you from Jackson Middle School. And the McKinley Bulldogs with a good first quarter. They lead 14-0. And now the teams switch sides. McKinley will have a 2nd and 1 from their 47. Now working from our right to our left toward the scoreboard. And they'll come out with a double wing. Play action. Hayden gonna go deep for Britt. Can he run it down? He does, to the 10, to the 5, and he's down at the 1-yard line.
How about doing it with the band playing in the background? I like that song.
That pass right on the money. And DJ Britt just got a step. He wasn't way behind the defender, but just a step. And Trent Hayden dropped it in the bucket down around the 15-yard line. And they just tripped up the receiver at the 1. So that is a 52-yard play. And McKinley sets up from the 1-yard line. 1st and goal, tight end right, wing left. Receiver each way. Hayden in the pistol. Kylan West behind him. He's going to throw for it. Near side, batted down. Interesting play there as Jackson Baker got the right hand up. They tried to throw a quick one to Hill on the near side of the field, but it was not open.
Whoa. Allow me. No. You run the rock 4 times in a row right here at the goal line. I don't understand that one. It almost got picked off. That could have been a nightmare.
They'll come out with the same formation, with West behind his quarterback in the pistol. Ball on the 1, 2nd and goal. This time it will be a run. West hit in the backfield, bouncing off, and he's going to lose a couple of yards. Jackson selling out for the run on that play. They were with you. They were sure that was going to be a run, and it is. And now it'll be 3rd and goal on the 3-yard line. And that first down call not working out has made things difficult here for McKinley. They lead 14-0, early second quarter. Ball on the 3 with a 3rd and goal. Right out to the right. Hill to the near side. West to the right of his quarterback in the pistol. And again, they have the wings set up either way. Hayden. Hands off. And West might get to the 1-yard line, back where they started. Let's see where they put the ball down. It kind of disappeared into the pile. They put it on the 2, so he picked up a yard on that play. And now it'll be 4th and goal, McKinley on the 2-yard line. And at 1st and goal on the 1.
When you're trying to win the Federal League and you're trying to show everyone that you're the best, you have the ball at the goal line. I think you just run it the same play 4 times in a row. Stop us. We are better than you. Stop us.
Again, they come out of the pistol on 4th and goal from the 1. And a timeout as the play clock was running out, so we'll take a break. With 10:02 left in the first half, McKinley up 14-0. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Can McKinley with a 14-0 lead and a 4th and goal on the Jackson 2. The long pass put McKinley with a 1st and goal on the 1. Incomplete on first down, -2 on the next play, +1 on the play after that. And now they're going to have Hayden under center. Heavy formation, 1 wide receiver. West in the backfield, handed off up the middle. West to the goal line. He's in for the McKinley touchdown.
The hard way. Right up the middle, Clint. They probably could have got away with it on 1st or 2nd down, but hey, they got away with points, and it is on the verge of being 21-0.
Well, I don't love the pistol formation from the 1 yard, on the 1 yard line. When you're trying to run the ball in, you're giving up 4 yards before the play even gets going, basically. No matter who's trying to do it that way. And they went under center there and gave it to the I-back, and now Thomas Mankowski for the extra point. Good snap and hold. Kick is good. And with 9:56 to go in the first half, it's now Canton McKinley 21, Jackson nothing. Take a timeout. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit Sarshone.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
McKinley leading here 21-0. A little over 2 minutes into the second quarter. West Branch up on Carrollton 27-0. End of 1. Massillon 14. Warren Harding 0. Perry 7. Green 0. Hoover 7. Lake 0. Fairless 7. Northwest 0.
PA announcer just announced the Massillon score here at Robert Fife Stadium. You heard boos from both sides of the field. You heard them from McKinley and you heard them from Jackson.
Glen Oak leading Mansfield 9-0. Lions up on Minerva 14-0. And the kick by Mankowski. This is a high, shorter one. It's going to bounce right up into the arms of the return man. And that is Cowles. He's across the 20 to the 25, and I think they got him by the face mask because a flag came in from the far side of the field, and the Jackson sideline reacted, and I think it is going to be a face mask here against the Bulldogs.
Max is a tough kid to bring down. He's tiny, he's fast, and that one they had to bring him down by his face mask.
LaSalle leading Louisville 7-3. That's in the first quarter. So they'll mark off the penalty, and Jackson will start this drive from their 39-yard line. They got a couple of first downs last time, but stalled once they got over the 50, punted from there. Got a terrible bounce on the punt. And McKinley, after a long pass completion, got him down to the 1, ended up scoring on 4th and goal. Lucas Eckerman still in there at quarterback as they look to the far side for the play. Tight end Keegan Stanley, a wing to the near side. They go up the middle with Jacobs, and he breaks a tackle. He breaks another. He's into the secondary, and he's into McKinley territory. They'll mark him down on the 41-yard line. So that is 19 yards right up the middle for the senior Corey Jacobs, his best burst of the evening.
He runs so hard. It's right downhill.
6'1", 185, and runs big. Now Jackson trying to get the receivers all lined up. They have 3 out to the left, 1 to the near side. Now they look to the far side for the play. Still 10 on the play clock as they get set up. Eckerman in the pistol. Jacobs to his right. Handoff. Jacobs cuts back, has room inside the 35 and down to around the 31-yard line. And another first down for Jackson as they have gone to the running game. And 2 big first downs trying to get back into this game. They trail 21-0, 3 minutes into the second quarter. This time they come with 1 receiver to the right, 2 out to the left. And the tight end wing to the near side right. Again, they look out for the play, being signaled in from the sideline. Eckerman turns, gives to Jacobs, waits for the hole to open, and it does not. Running back goes down in the arms of Antonio Stevens, right at the 30-yard line. No gain on the play. Jacobs a little slow to get up. But he stays in the ball game. The 2nd and 10 here for Jackson.
Good patience for Coach Rohr, too. You're down 21-0, and instead of panicking and dropping back and sending 5 wide, you just go with your best player right up the middle.
This time, Jacobs lined up behind his quarterback at 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Fake to him. Eckerman in trouble and sacked back on the 40. Corner blitz by DeJuan Robinson. And Eckerman made the fake, turned around, and had the defender right in his face. And that is a big loss. 10-yard loss on the play for Jackson to set up a 3rd and 20.
Anytime that door is open, it gets slammed shut by McKinley. I mean, this is back-to-back drives that they've had the ball deep into McKinley territory. And unless they come up with something on 3rd down and 20, I don't even know that the punt play may have to be eliminated soon.
Yeah, in this case, maybe you're thinking again, let's get 10 or 12 yards and then go for it. And now Jackson's going to call a timeout with 7:22 left in the first half. It's a Friends and Family Credit Union timeout for the Jackson Polar Bears. Time to bring a friend into the family. Well, McKinley has dominated this game. They scored in their first possession and their 3rd possession. And then on their first possession of the second period to lead it 21-0. Alliance now up on Alliance up 21-0 now. Over Minerva. Lake now tied with Hoover 7-7, 4.5 to go in the second quarter in that one. Hoover hosting Jackson next week. The game tonight is at Lake, I believe. So Jackson with a 3rd and 20 on the McKinley 40. They go with 2 receivers to each side of the field. Jacobs behind his quarterback. Eckerman back, steps up, and they got him again. Back on the 46-yard line. This time it's Colin Hinkle who had him around the ankle and pulled him down. And 4th down and 26 now for the Polar Bears, and I probably would have to say that is punting situation.
Yeah, you have to now. I mean, especially with it still being the first half. If this is 6:56 in the third quarter, I mean, you might just try it, but yeah, you punt here.
So Mazier to punt it away. Takes the snap, no rush, gets the kick away, low line drive, taken on the 11, dropped, picked up, runner to the 15, breaks a tackle out across the 20 and out close to the 30-yard line. I believe that was Shad Davis.
He put the ball on the ground originally. Jackson had a chance to stop him at the 10, and he got all the way out to the 30-yard line.
Sometimes that works for you as a kick returner. Put the ball on the ground, you distract maybe the defenders, or they get downfield a little farther than they want to by the time you start returning. In any case, McKinley with a 21-0 lead with 6.5 to go in the first half will start on their 30-yard line. West still in there at the running back position behind Trent Hayden, the senior quarterback. One wide out each way. Tight end right, wing right. Hayden, stretch play right to West. And he's forced to the sideline and out of bounds at the 29. So Jackson stops him for -1 on the play. Keegan Stanley forced him out of bounds, the senior linebacker tight end. So 2nd and 11 here for McKinley.
I know that's just a stretch play, but they're going for the home run right there. When you do it on the shorter side of the field, you're trying to get everyone to clump up together right there so the running back can find that hole, and if he finds it, he's gone.
Britt out to the right, 2 to the near side. West to the right of his quarterback, gets the handoff up the middle, 30, and then he stood up at the 33, keeps the feet moving, but he's going to go down. Nice hit by Jackson's Alex Height and by Jared Kaiser along with Keegan Stanley. Gain to the 33, 3rd and 7 for McKinley. We're halfway through the second quarter with the Bulldogs in a 21-0 lead. They'll take out a lineman and bring in a linebacker. West came in needing 40 yards for 1,000 on the season. He's well on his way, it looks like. Man in motion to the right, play action. Now a throw to the far side, and Hayden looked like he just threw it away. He had a man on his back as they tried to throw it out to Hill on the far side of the field. And it was well defended by the Polar Bears, both covering the receiver and putting the pressure on the quarterback.
Trent Hayden's always so calm. I've always thought that about him. And on a play like that, where you're on a 3rd down and 7, instead of taking the sack, just throws it out of bounds and says, "We'll fight. We'll live for another day." We were up 21-0.
Punt team on for McKinley on 4th and 7. Max Cowell's back on his 29-yard line, awaiting the kick from Mankowski. Good snap. This time a little more rush. Low lining punt taken by Cowles on the 35, up to the near side with a flag down and an open field tackle on the 39-yard line by McKinley's Amari Mitchell. But we'll check the flag. Looks like it might be against the Polar Bears.
It's the way the flag came out and where it's located. It's the only thing that really makes sense.
Great open field tackle by the McKinley coverage man. So from the 40, they'll mark the penalty back to the 30-yard line. 5:28 to go first half. McKinley up 21-0. They will send 3 out to the far left side, 1 to the near side. Check that. They have 3 to the left and 2 to the right. You mentioned 5 wide earlier. You got it right now from Jackson. Eckerman back, rush from the edge. They throw the screen to the far side. It's caught. And it is Jacobs moving to the inside and then to the outside and down the sideline. And he's going to be out of bounds over the 50 into McKinley territory on the 46-yard line.
No flag. Thought there might have been. I can't see the angle, but it looked like he might have been out of bounds when he was slammed down. But what a play. They continue to go to their best player.
And Jacobs on the bubble screen there. Didn't look like there was much in the middle, but once he cut to the sideline, he had a lot of room. Turned on the speed and got 24 yards to the McKinley 46. Eckerman back, quick throw far side, caught by Szymanski, and he'll go out of bounds on the 44 for a pickup of a couple.
10 yards in between the receivers on the line of scrimmage and the cornerbacks from McKinley. So if you can try to continue those little small 3-yard slants, maybe get a couple yards that way, maybe break one open to the end zone.
2 receivers each side for Jackson on 2nd and 8 from the McKinley 44. So we're under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Bulldogs on top, 21-0. Snap back to Eckerman. Blitz coming. He pulls it down. He's going to run. 40, 35, and he has a first down with a run down to the 32-yard line. So 12 yards on the run by Lucas Eckerman. First time we've seen him pick up positive yardage with his legs. And Jackson moved the chains once again as they try to get something here before halftime.
This would look a lot different for Jackson if they could come up with points.
2 wide near side, 1 out to the left, wing left. And Eckerman back to throw. Gonna go deep, near side, ball in the air, and it's caught inside the 10-yard line. Max Cowles pulls it down. They're gonna spot him on the 7. Coverage by DeJuan Robinson, but it was just a lob up there by Eckerman, and Cowles went out and won the battle.
Max Cowles told me he'd make a play. That's like 3.
I expect more by the time the night is over. And McKinley's going to take a timeout. So we'll take it with 4:01 to go in the first half. Friends and Family Credit Union timeout. McKinley up 21-0. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Jackson inside the R.G. Drake red zone at the McKinley 7 with a 1st and goal. So they trail at 21-0. Perry up on Green 7-0 at halftime. Massillon leading Warren Harding 21-3, and Hoover and Lake tied at 14. On 1st and goal, Lucas Eckerman, the senior quarterback. Jacobs behind him. He's going to throw the lob to the near side, back corner of the end zone, and incomplete. Pass overthrown, intended for Noah Menard along the near side of the field. I'm sorry, for 17. Carter Mullman, the backup quarterback, running the fade pattern to the back corner of the end zone. He is 6'5". If he can throw it up there, he's going to have the height advantage, but the pass was just too much on a line and beyond the end zone.
I love being up in the booth with you, Clint, but I will say Renzi Parnell is fired up on the sideline right now, and I just miss being down there and getting the feel of what's going on.
Jackson tried to get people lined up. Jacobs to the right of his quarterback, and they had it. Coaches do this all the time. It really frustrates me. They got the ball snapped with 2 on the play clock, but Jay Rohr had run out on the field to call a timeout because he didn't want to risk a delay of game or a penalty. So Jackson uses a timeout here. Now both teams with 1, I believe, with 3:57 to go in the half, and it'll be 2nd and goal for Jackson from the McKinley 7-yard line. At halftime, we'll have news. We'll have scores of other games. We'll have our schedule for next week. We'll also have our scout team players of the week. and maybe look at some computer points and whatever else we can find to do at halftime.
Sometimes I think stopping the clock is more valuable than that 5 yards. And I'm not saying in this case they should have taken the 5-yard penalty, more so in the second half, but there are a lot of instances I think that coaches burn timeouts when I think they should have just eaten it and taken the 5 yards, because you might need to stop the clock later on in the game.
Yeah, it was just, they got the ball snapped just as he was calling the timeout, so they were all right. On second down, it's Jacobs up the middle. He gets to the 5, and he's stacked up there and pushed back. McKinley's Demir McClellan and Antonio Stevens, along with some others, stopping Jacobs on the 5. It's now 3rd and goal on the 5. 3.5 to go in the first half. McKinley up 21-0. And Carter Muleman is back in the game, and he's going to line up as a wideout to the near side of the field against Shad Davis at 5'10". He's 6'5". See if they come back this way. It's another fade to the near side. Muleman goes up for it, tries to make the one-hand catch, but the pass leads him out of bounds, and it's incomplete.
Corey Jacobs is definitely in some pain. He keeps messing around with his right arm, it looks like. But yeah, I think everyone in the building knew that it was going to the back of the end zone there.
So the field goal team is on now. Cooper Mazier, 4 of 6 on the season. Good snap, good hole. Kick up and good. From 22 yards, Jackson on the board. We'll take a timeout with 3:11 to go in the first half. McKinley 21, Jackson 3. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Are you looking to add beauty, privacy, and year-round greenery to your property? Smith Evergreen Nursery is a family-owned local grower of premium evergreens, perfect for privacy screens, windbreaks, and stunning landscaping. They grow what they sell, so you get healthy, long-lasting trees straight from the source. Call 330-575-2479. Visit SmithEvergreen.com or find Smith Evergreen Nursery on Facebook. Smith Evergreen Nursery, farm to yard.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
McKinley's lead now 21-3 with 3:11 to go in the first half. Jackson will kick off after the 22-yard field goal by Cooper Mazier.
Brought to you by number 92, Cooper Mazier.
Instead of kicking the field goal, and I know he's going to drill it. He's one of the best kickers in Stark County. But you're still down 3 touchdowns. You're still down 18 points.
Kickoff will bounce into the end zone, and McKinley will take over on the 20. I said he was, I don't know what I said, but the actual number is 7 of 12 for now 8 of 13 for Cooper Mazier. They've actually had him try 4 over 40 yards and 1 over 50. He made one of the 40-plus kicks, 44 yards. But he's now 6 of 6 inside the 30.
Yeah, he's money. I mean, it's an automatic 3 points almost. But again, it's still 21-3. You're down 18 points. To me, that's 3 touchdowns.
McKinley offense coming on the field.
However, maybe Jay Rohr's thinking, listen, we've stopped McKinley a couple of different times. We can do it.
They're going to have to continue to do it as McKinley takes over on the 20. Trent Hayden with West behind him in the pistol. Receiver each way. 2 tight ends to the right. Quick throw to the near side. Britt in space at the 25, and he's brought down on a nice tackle at the 29-yard line. Tackle by Jackson Baker for the Polar Bears. That is a 9-yard pickup on first down. As we're under 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Something we haven't mentioned yet. There's a big game next week, and it doesn't look like they're looking ahead to it. For both teams.
Exactly. This time they line up with the tight ends to the near side left, the short side of the field, and they run it with West up the middle, and he's going to get a first down across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Kylan West with the carry. So the quick pass picks up 9, and a lot you can do on 2nd and 1, and they pick it up with the run with 2:20 clock running. First half, McKinley up 21-3. They'll bring Britt to the near side, Hill out to the right. Legacy Lee, the tight end, is tight right. He has man behind him as a wing. Hayden fakes the handoff, throws down the middle for Hill or for Britt, and he overthrew him as Britt was crossing the field. Pass kind of looping down the field and over his head, incomplete.
Well over his head. That was not something you normally see from Hayden. And if he hits him in stride, that is a good chance for 6 because you have the safety going the opposite way to locate the football.
2nd and 10, 1:59 on the clock. Britt out to the right, Hill near side. 2 tight ends near side left. Hayden hands off. West up the middle with a seam. Out to the 38, maybe the 39-yard line. Alex Height with another tackle for the Polar Bears, along with Jared Kaiser. 3rd down and 4 for McKinley. I believe they have 1 timeout left. Both teams with 1 left.
Jackson needs a stop here. If they could come up with a stop here and have a little bit over a minute to work to try to score again, that would be huge for the Polar Bears.
Hill out to the right, the wide side of the field. Britt near side. Tight end either way. And Jackson jumps offside. The same thing happened as happened in the first possession where the wing tight end went in motion and the defensive end over him jumped into the neutral zone. And that 5 yards will give McKinley a first down on the 44-yard line with 1:15 to go. Their own 44.
Well, throw out what I just said. Now you have to just make sure you don't let McKinley into the end zone or really put up 3 points.
Clock will start. Bulldogs in no particular hurry right now. They're in the huddle. And we'll send Hill out to the right. Britt to the near side left. Wing to each side of the formation. Now man in motion to the right. Fake handoff. Throw back to the near side. Britt gets a block 50. Sideline 40. DJ Britt to the 30 and out of bounds.
Yeah, he got an incredible block by Logan Hayes right there. That was, what do you want for breakfast tomorrow? Pancakes.
Huge gain for the Bulldogs, and now it sets them up at the 27-yard line with 47 seconds and 1 timeout. Thomas Mankowski's longest field goal this year is only 31 yards, but he has more than enough leg to kick a longer one. They'll send Lee and Hill out to the right, wing right, and Britt to the near side. Hayden fading to his right, gonna throw it away, out of bounds to the far side. Not sure what was the idea with that one, but nothing really going on that far side of the field. Jackson had it covered. Clock stops with 40 seconds.
It was great coverage by Jackson. Hill was kind of open, but there was a man about 5 yards ahead of him that would have possibly picked it off. You would have had to lob it up there, and that's just such a dangerous pass. But with 40 seconds to go, you're in Jackson territory. You can absolutely go ahead and take some shots. You can take a risk, take a chance, make a change.
2 to the near side, 1 out to the right. Wing left as well. And West, the running back, gets the handoff, hit in the backfield, gets away, breaks another tackle, down the sideline, and he runs out of bounds at around the 10. It'll be 1st and goal, it looks like, for the Bulldogs with 33 seconds. McKinley now in the RG Drake red zone, and a chance to put up more points before halftime. They lead 21-3, and the ball will be right on the 10. So McKinley from their 20 to the Jackson 10, and the final 3 minutes of this first half. They will send Britt and Hill out to the right. Lee a wing left. Gordon a wing right. West to the right of his quarterback. Hayden rolling, throwing, and throws it out of the end zone as he had pressure coming at him from Reese Myers.
They just threw a flag, Clint. If this is pass interference,
Not sure what.
The ball almost hit the fence.
Yeah, it was way out of bounds. It wasn't close unless they call a hold.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just
Quick
follow
throw out to the
Q92
far side. And they're not going very far with that one as they threw it quickly out to Derek Gordon. And it will be a timeout here for McKinley. They'll take their last timeout. And they will be at the Jackson 26-yard line with 18 seconds. It will be second down and about, well, it'll be second and goal basically from the 27 because they were at the 10 to start this possession. With no timeouts remaining, they put 3 seconds back on the clock now, 21 seconds. And McKinley, the offense gathered around the coaches here on the near side. Bulldogs up 21-3, and we'll see what Renzi Parnell has. Maybe a quick throw here for the end zone, maybe something to set up a field goal, but you don't have any timeouts left.
Yeah, I've been a little disappointed when they've gotten so close to the goal line and they're beating themselves. They did end up scoring on a 4th down and goal where I didn't like the possession a couple possessions ago, but they're not allowed to look ahead. We are. You have got to clean some of this up and make sure that you can score when you're this close to the end zone when you're playing the Massillon Tigers.
And they have the offense out there with 21 seconds and no timeouts on a second and goal from the 27. Here's Hayden, half roll near side, and he's chased and he's down back on the 34-yard line. Brought down by Reese Myers, and we'll see if they have a chance to get it stopped. And they had a penalty on the snap. The ball was moved by the center and then moved back to the spot before he actually snapped it. And so that'll be yardage against McKinley. And so they've just kind of bungled their way back out of field goal range with 4 seconds to go in the half. They're out at the 40. It's third and goal on the 40. Sounds like Hail Mary time to me. Does the clock start here? Yes, it does. And the clock will run out. And a very poorly run final minute there for the Bulldogs. After they did so well to get down the field, they end up not even getting a chance to go to the end zone. And they'll take the lead to the locker room of 21-3. So as we say, we will have news at halftime. We'll also have scores of other games. We'll have our scout team players of the week. And we will have look at our schedule for next week and a lot more that's coming up at halftime. But right now we'll send it back to the studios of Q92. And we'll tell you the halftime score here from Robert Fife Stadium. McKinley 21, Jackson 3. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
RG Dreg, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon Upon completion, RG Dreg students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Dreg to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Dreg, where careers begin.
Start your day right at Judy's Family Restaurant, your new favorite spot for home-style breakfast and friendly faces. We're locally owned and operated with a team that brings you years of experience to every plate. Whether you're craving fluffy pancakes, sizzling bacon, or a hot cup of coffee, we've got you covered. Come taste the difference at Judy's Family Restaurant. Call 234-360-3096 and follow us on Facebook for daily specials and updates. Judy's, where breakfast feels like home.
What's trending? Here's what you can find online.
Q92radiosports.com is the official website of the Q92 Sports Network. It's also your home for all of our high school and University of Mount Union football and basketball games. It's where you can stream games live. Go to our SoundCloud page to relive games from the past. You can check out our upcoming broadcast schedule, get scores from around the area, and find your local sports news. It's all just a click away at Q92radiosports.com.
From the newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears with this halftime edition of Q92 News. Union employees at Metallus are scheduled to vote on a tentative contract with the Canton-based steelmaker October 30th. United Steelworkers Local 1123 represents 1,200 employees at the company's Canton operations. The union and Metallus announced the tentative 4-year agreement earlier this month. Details were not released. The current contract was set to expire September 22nd, but was extended through October 15th as negotiations continued. A fourth man is charged in a home invasion. 43-year-old Ricky Lee Martin of Canton was arrested in Bainbridge Township and charged with complicity. An Amish man in Geauga County's Middlefield Township told police 3 men had entered his home, robbed him, assaulted him and his 8-year-old son with a stun gun, and took the boy hostage. The child was able to escape. 44-year-old William Hatfield of Maslin and 36-year-old Randall Cromer of Doylestown were apprehended on kidnapping charges at a Canton home Wednesday. 33-year-old Bradford Hosler was arrested in Canton Saturday. He is charged with kidnapping, aggravated robbery, and aggravated burglary. The repository reports the Stark County Board of Elections will tighten ballot proofing after erroneous absentee ballots were sent to 58 voters. Some voters not in the Maslin Public Library District were sent ballots containing a replacement library levy. They were informed their votes on the issue would not be counted. Some voters in the Canton Local School District received ballots for school board with no candidates listed. There are 3 candidates running for 3 seats. Affected voters will be sent new ballots. A Stark County grand jury has indicted a man on child sex charges. 24-year-old Joshua Barnes of Jackson Township is charged with 2 counts of unlawful sexual conduct with a minor. The indictment was issued in May, and he was arrested Wednesday. Barnes was arraigned today in common pleas court. He posted bond and was released from the county jail. Barnes allegedly took part in sexual conduct with a girl who was at least 13 years old, but under the age of 16. The activity occurred between October 2023 and April 2024. A pretrial hearing is scheduled for October 27th. Robertson Heating Supply has begun expansion of its distribution center in Alliance. A groundbreaking ceremony recently took place for the 93,000 square foot addition. It will be located at Robertson's headquarters on West Main Street. The new facility will serve as a warehouse and storage space and have 24 additional loading docks. Completion is expected by December 2026. The financial operations and procedures of Perry Township's fiscal office are the subject of an independent review. Trustees agreed to pay attorney Julie Jack Meades to conduct the investigation. The cost will be $10,000. According to the repository, fiscal officer Craig Chesler believes the probe is retaliation for his criticism of the board. In April, trustees gave pay raises to road department employees and issued health savings account cards to township workers. Chesler has served as fiscal officer for 6 years and says he's had clean audits and balanced budgets. Trustees did not cite specifics related to any wrongdoing or mismanagement by the fiscal office or Chesler. More news after this.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
An East Liverpool man who allegedly used knives to attack a man in the city August 23rd has appeared in court. 27-year-old Grant Goodballet was in Columbiana County Common Pleas Court Tuesday for arraignment. He was indicted on charges of felonious assault, intimidation, and domestic violence for 3 separate incidents. Goodballet is accused of swinging knives at a man on Bank Street. The victim suffered multiple cuts. Goodballet also allegedly called a woman September 21st and told her he would kill the assault victim and his children if he didn't drop charges. Goodballet is accused of pulling a woman's hair while she was driving and throwing a lit cigarette at her in East Liverpool July 21st. A preliminary hearing is set for October 23rd. The Highway Patrol continues to investigate a Thursday crash in Canfield Township that took the life of one of their troopers. Around noon, 40-year-old Nicholas Caton responded to Route 11 to assist a disabled semi in the northbound lanes. The truck's driver had struck an object in the road. Caton was in his cruiser with his emergency lights on when another semi rear-ended his vehicle. The collision sent the cruiser into the disabled truck, hitting the driver. Caton died at the scene. The disabled truck's driver, 65-year-old Nelson Vasquez of Florida, was flown to a local hospital. His condition was not available. The other driver, 35-year-old Ryan Rock of Canfield, was not injured. A Mahoning County Common Pleas Court jury has found a woman guilty of unlawful restraint, child endangering, and domestic violence, but acquitted her of kidnapping. The verdicts were issued Thursday in the case of 51-year-old Stacy Gilmore of Youngstown. The charges were filed after she was arrested by Boardman police in 2023. Gilmore was accused of kidnapping a 5-year-old child. They were removed from her home by Children's Services after they discovered evidence of abuse. Sentencing is scheduled for December 2nd. It's off to jail for a Warren woman convicted in connection with a shooting. 33-year-old Lucretia Green was sentenced Tuesday by Trumbull County Common Pleas Judge Ronald Rice to 2 years behind bars. She pleaded guilty to 1 count of improper discharge of a firearm on or near a prohibited premises, which included a gun specification. The charge resulted from a March 29th incident at a bar on Elm Road Northeast in Howland Township. Green opened fire following an argument with 2 people in the parking lot. A vehicle was struck by bullets. We'll return you to the stadium for the second half of tonight's game, but first a look at the forecast. For the overnight, a slight chance of showers, otherwise partly cloudy and cool, a low of 47. Mostly cloudy skies to start your Saturday, gradually becoming sunny with a high near 77. Saturday night, another chance for showers, mostly cloudy with a low dipping to 62. Sunday, showers and thunderstorms possible during the afternoon, a high of 71. Monday, mostly sunny with a chance of morning showers, a high of 60. For Q92 News, I'm Jeff Mears.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
Dreaming of your next getaway? Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency is a locally woman-owned travel agency helping you see the world. Lisa books any and all types of travel, honeymoons, all-inclusive, cruises, Disney, along with bachelor and bachelorette trips and destination weddings with low deposit, and you set your monthly payments. Mention Q92 to get $50 on board cruise, credit, cabin, or $150 off your non-canceled vacation or honeymoon. Call 330-428-0610. Lisa's Dream Getaways Travel Agency. If you don't go, you won't know.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Halftime at Robert Fife Stadium. Canton McKinley with a 21-3 lead over Jackson. And at Robert Fife Stadium tonight, the dogs are $1. It's Dollar Dog Night. Every fan in the stands can buy a hot dog for $1 thanks to Stark Federal Credit Union. Think big, bank small. Think hot dogs from Stark Federal Credit Union, your home team credit union. Canton McKinley Band with a very successful halftime show. And they're being followed now by the Purple Army of Jackson High School. Getting ready to do their show on senior night, their last regular season home game. They will be at Hoover next Friday night. Brian Beatty will be back to join me for that game next Friday night at Hoover. Jackson taking on the Vikings. Other games on the Q92 Sports Network include Alliance at Marlington, Tuslaw at Fairless, Lake at Greene, Northwest at Manchester, West Branch at Salem, Malvern at East Canton, and then Saturday, just after 11 o'clock, you'll be able to join us for the pregame show as we get set for the next meeting in the longtime rivalry between Canton McKinley and Massillon, Washington. Of course, the game kicks off Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Ryan Keller will join me for that game, and Ryan and Sam Berkwin will be at the Gridiron Gastropub at the Hall of Fame Village all morning. They'll have guests. They'll have live guests. They'll have pre-recorded interviews, and they'll have lots going on during the pregame show, getting us ready for the pregame, which comes up at about 1:45 with kickoff just after 2 o'clock on Saturday as the Bulldogs host the Tigers. And we're excited about that, as we are every season. Scores of other games. First of all, let's do the scout team player for both teams. It's brought to you by Beatty Sports. And each of these young men will receive a commemorative t-shirt as the scout team player of the week for their two teams. And when we talk to the coaches, they say a lot of the same things. Their guy gives them a great look. He's always there. He works hard. He's selfless and all of those things. And those descriptors also apply to both players this week. For Jackson, the scout team player of the week is senior defensive lineman Miles Hendrickson. Hendrickson wears number 36. And he's a defensive lineman on the scout team at 5'6" and 220, and giving his all every week, trying to make his team better. For the Jackson Polar Bears, Miles Hendrickson, and for the Canton McKinley Bulldogs, Elmoni Brumfield. He is a junior at 5'7" and 155, and a wide receiver. And Renzi Parnell says he knows his role, and he plays and practices at 100%, does whatever we ask. And he does it when no one is looking. And so those are our scout team players of the week. For Jackson and McKinley, Miles Hendrickson and Elmoni Brumfield. Congratulations to those two gentlemen. And they will be receiving a t-shirt. Brian Beatty will deliver it personally. So each one will get one as the scout team player of the week here on Q92. Take a look at the scores of other games right now. Mogador up big on Aquinas, 33-0 in that game. Glen Oak leading Mansfield Senior in the third quarter, 9-6. This game that we're at right now, Jackson and McKinley well behind everybody else in the county. Northwest and Fairless 7-7 in the third. Triway leading Central Catholic 14-0. Alliance 28, Minerva 0. Garaway up on Sandy Valley by a score of 49-0. Massillon leading Warren Harding 28-3. LaSalle 14, Louisville 10, East Canton 14, Buckeye Trail 6, Hoover 14, Lake 14, Canton South 21, Tuslaw 7, and Salem leading Marlington 27-6. West Branch up on Carrollton 41-7. And at halftime, Perry was ahead of Greene by a score of 7-0 in that game. Major League Baseball playoffs taking place tonight. The Blue Jays leading the Mariners 2-1 in the seventh. Seattle getting ready to bat in the bottom of the seventh as Toronto tries to take all three in Seattle and take a 3-2 lead in that series. And game 4 between the Dodgers and Brewers will get started in about 20 minutes. that game at Dodger Stadium, and Los Angeles can finish a sweep of Milwaukee if they win that game tonight. Shohei Ohtani starting on the mound for the blue-clad Dodgers against the blue and gold-clad Brewers. All right, as we have the opportunity, let's take a look at some computer points for these teams. As we mentioned, both teams clinched a spot in the playoffs last week with their victories. In Division I, Region 1, Mentor is leading the way at 8-0. St. Edward, McKinley, Toledo, Whitmer, Perrysburg, all at 7-1. That's 2 through 5. Jackson came in tonight at 5-3 and 6th in the region. Strongsville 7th at 6-2. Berea at 4-4 is 8th. Brunswick 9th. Cleveland Heights 10th. Cleveland John Marshall 11th, and Ignatius at 1-7 is 12th and would have the last playoff spot and would play Perrysburg at 7-1 if the playoffs began tonight, which we know they do not do. Taking a look in Division II, Region 5, some teams we're familiar with. Akron-Hoban leading the way at 6-1. Austin-Town Fitch is next, and Walsh Jesuit third, also 6-1. Lake, which was leading the region a couple weeks ago, now fourth at 6-2. Nordonia 5th, Hudson 6th, both at 6-2. Twinsburg 6-3 is 7th. Garfield Heights 8th, Paynesville 9th, Willoughby South 10th, and Boardman 11th. Mayfield is 12th in that region. So the way the playoffs are this year, teams 5 through 12 will play in the first round with the top 4 getting a bye. So 5 would play 12, 6 versus 11, et cetera, et cetera. The home of the higher seeded team. And in Division II, Region 7, Ashland with an 8-0 record leading the way. Sunbury Big Walnut at 7-1. Columbus DeSales at 6-2. Canal Winchester at 7-1 are the top 4. Massillon with their 3 losses, though, are 5th. And with a win tonight and a win next week, would certainly earn themselves, or you would think would earn themselves a bye. We would have to wait and see. Westerville South is 6th at 6-2. Hoover 7th at 7-1, followed by Worthington, Kilbourne, Mount Vernon, Louisville in 10th, Asheville, Taze Valley in 11th, and Dublin Scioto is 12th. Perry is 17th right now at 4-4. A couple of wins for them might make things interesting, but right now they would be on the outside looking in. Let's take a timeout here as the Jackson band finishes things up out on the field. Our halftime score is McKinley 21 and Jackson 3. Take a break. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Whether you're training for the big game or just want to crush your next workout, L-Squared Fitness Factory has your back. We support veterans and first responders. Our locally owned and old school gym open 24/7 and packed with the top-line equipment built for serious results. From sports-specific training, personal or small group training, or to everyday fitness. Come train with us at 7081 Portage Street, Northwest in Massillon, or call 330-844-9616. L-Squared Fitness Factory, home of the natural athlete.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome back to Robert Fife Stadium. Clint Scroggs along with Ryan Bevere. Let's take a look at the first half numbers as we get the opportunity.
of unique, highline, and exotic vehicles at SharshawAutoGallery.com. Shout out to Miracle.
McKinley had 11 first downs to 7 for Jackson. McKinley 1 of 4 on third down, 1 of 7 for the Polar Bears. McKinley 1 of 1 on fourth down. They had 80 yards rushing, 175 through the air for 255. Jackson with 40 on the ground, 90 through the air for 130. McKinley with 3 sacks for 23 yards. Jackson 1 for 8. Penalties, McKinley 4 for 45, Jackson 6 for 35. Both teams ran 30 plays in that first half. McKinley with 11 and a half minutes of time of possession. Jackson 12 and a half minutes. Rushing for Jackson, Corey Jacobs 10 carries, 51 yards. He had a long of 20. Lucas Eckerman 4 for minus 11. And that counts a plus 12 that he had, so he lost 23 in sacks. Rushing for McKinley, Kylan West, 14 carries, 88 yards, which means he is over the 1,000-yard mark for the season. West came in on the season with 960 yards, so he's at 1,048 now as we start the second half. Trent Hayden, 9 of 15, 175 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 sack, and a 55-yard pass. Lucas Eckerman, 5 of 15, 90 yards, 3 sacks with a 25-yard long. Receiving, DJ Britt, 4 for 101. And Darius Hill, he had a 52-yarder. Darius Hill, 4 for 76. He had a 55-yarder. Kylan West was targeted once. Derek Gordon, the third, targeted once. Gordon only catch for -2 for the Polar Bears. 1 catch for Corey Jacobs for 24 yards. Max Cowles 1 for 25. Gino Szymanski 1 for 2. Micah Regenball 2 for 39. And that is the way it looks from the first half. Punting, Thomas Mankowski punted twice, averaged 32.5 yards. Cooper Mazier punted 5 times, averaged just under 29 yards in the first half. Leading tackler for McKinley, Dwan Robinson, Javier Moore, Antonio Stevens all had 4 tackles in that first half. Robinson had a sack, as did Moore, as did Colin Hinkle. 6 tackles in the first half for Alex Height to lead the way for Jackson. Reese Myers, Jackson Baker each with 4 to lead the Jackson Polar Bears. Perry has scored. They now lead Green 14-0. Green still with a possibility, maybe, kind of, sort of, to get in if they win out, but right now they're trailing, though they just ran the kickoff back for a touchdown. Evan Reed ran it back. So Perry 14, Green 7. They're halfway through the third quarter, and we're still a couple minutes away from the start of the third quarter, with McKinley leading here 21-3. So whichever of those teams loses tonight is certainly out. Perry 4-4 and 16th in their region. And because of Green's record, I don't know how much they would get out of a victory tonight over the Bulldogs. Well, first half mostly dominated by McKinley, though it seems like maybe they left some points on the field a couple of times where they were not able to convert, especially that last possession. What do you see as coming up in the second half as the Bulldogs, look like the better team, but they're up 21-3, which is a pretty comfortable lead. It seems like it, but it seems like Jackson is still at least a little bit in this game.
Well, it's a good time to be a Bulldog, that's for sure. And you don't really say that much over the last few years in week number 9, but here we are. It's their time to shine, and they've got to focus. They have to stay in the moment. They can't think about next week. They can't think about the playoffs. They can't think about going undefeated in the Federal League. They got to think about the second half at Robert Fife Stadium and duplicate what they did in the first half, and then we can talk about moving forward. But they will be Federal League champs if they do that.
I believe McKinley will get the ball to start this second half. And McKinley will send their deep man back. Hill will be back there. Gordon will be back deep. And Shad Davis will be back deep, awaiting the kick from Cooper Mazier.
Responsible for the Polar Bears only 3 points.
Onside kick here.
Why not?
It would be a surprise, I think. But you also risk giving McKinley great field position. Let's see what Mazier does. He boots it down the field. Davis is going to field it on the 4-yard line on the near side of the field to the 15, breaks a tackle out to the 20 and out to the 21 or 22-yard line, brought down by Jackson's Carter Peck. And it will be 1st and 10 for McKinley as they work from our right to our left here in the third quarter, leading 21-3.
Now, it's very important that Jackson stops McKinley right now, specifically so I don't go back and say maybe they should have tried an onside kick. It'd be unfortunate for Jackson if McKinley ended up at midfield after the first down.
This time they come out with West as the running back behind his quarterback, Trent Hayden, in the pistol. One receiver each way, 2 tight ends to the left. Play action. Wants to go deep. Pass down the near side for Hill, and he brought it down on the 40-yard line. Oh, my goodness, what a catch by Darius Hill. He went up with the right hand and pulled it into his left hand. Good coverage on the play by Jackson Baker, but a better individual play by the receiver.
Should have tried the onside kick.
Yep, one play to the Jackson 40-yard line. Pass a little underthrown. Hill came back to get it. Just like that, McKinley on the Jackson side of the field, leading 21-3 early third quarter. Here's West up the middle with a gaping hole, and he takes it into the secondary and inside the 30, down close to the 25. They'll put him on the 26-yard line, 14 more yards, so 2 plays. And McKinley from their 22 to the Jackson 26. Tight end left, wing right, 2 receivers out to the right. It's West again up the middle. And he gets about 3 maybe to the 23-yard line. He's up close to 100 yards on the night and well over 1,000 for the season now, after 88 yards in the first half. West now at 105 yards. And McKinley breaks the huddle with 8 on the play clock. They bring 2 receivers near side, 1 out to the right. Wing left and Hayden. Play action. Going to roll out to his right side, throwing far sideline, caught by Britt inside the 10 and down to about the 8-yard line. Well designed and well executed play, tackle by Jackson's Brady Sheets, but it'll be 1st and goal McKinley on the 8 as the Bulldogs move into the RG Drake red zone.
Good luck trying to stop Britt as he's running full sprint across the field. Just ran out of time, or ran out of room. He might have been in the end zone.
Britt lined up far side right. Wing left, 2 receivers left. West gets the handoff, running left, and he's tripped up for a loss. Back on the 11-yard line. Getting into the backfield for Jackson was Reese Myers, sophomore defensive lineman, who has made several nice plays here tonight. So the ball out to outside the 11. So the Bulldogs have sputtered a little bit when they've gotten in the red zone. Took them 4 plays to get in from the 1 for their second touchdown. Here is Hayden. Turns, fakes, throws out to the right. It's caught. And to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone goes Derek Gordon. He broke 2 tackles. They had him right around the line of scrimmage, but Derek Gordon, the 3rd, with a great individual effort, able to take it into the end zone, and the Bulldogs add to their lead. Costly missed tackles there for Jackson, as Derek Gordon has his first touchdown of 2025. He is a sophomore, and we've seen a few sophomores and juniors contributing for McKinley tonight, as Mankowski comes on for the extra point. Hayden is the holder. Good snap, and the ball down, and it is no good. So Mankowski, for the first time this season, misses an extra point. He had been 28 for 28 before that miss, but McKinley's lead is now 27-3. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
High school football exemplifies the true meaning of teamwork. At Friends and Family Credit Union, our team of local friendly professionals offer the same true spirit for our members. With a wide array of products from vehicle loans to personal loans, family secure checking with ID Protect, mortgage, home equity line of credit, and more. For over 60 years, we have the game plan for your financial well-being. Visit any of our 3 convenient locations, online or mobile banking. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Well, the Bulldogs go 78 yards with their first possession of the third quarter. And they get the ball into the end zone on the touchdown pass, 12 yards from Trent Hayden to Derek Gordon. Extra point is missed, so it's 27-3. Six plays, 78 yards, 2:29 off the clock for McKinley. And Mankowski to kick off. Norch and Cowles back to receive for the Polar Bears. Good kick. Down to around the 4-yard line. Cowles out to the 10. Up the hash mark. 20. Now crosses the field. 25-30. Outside. Breaks a tackle. 40. Far sideline. And down at midfield. Second week in a row that Thomas Mankowski has had to make a tackle on his own kickoff. And it will be 1st and 10 for Jackson. They'll put them on their own 49-yard line. So another big play there for Max Cowles. It's Jackson, great field position to start their first time with the ball here in the third quarter.
Give that kid a scholarship. Max Cowles, man.
He has really burst out the second half of this season. Only 5'7" and 155, but a playmaker. Reggie ball comes to the near side, 2 out to the left, wing right. And Jacobs behind his quarterback in the pistol. Back to throw. Going to throw long down the far side of the field. Ball is intercepted at the 25-yard line. Lanaz Brown with his second pick in as many weeks. Went up and plucked that one out of the air. He had inside position on the receiver and perfectly played by the McKinley DB.
Whoa! That was a fantastic play. I mean, the way he goes up and grabs it, jump ball style. Not a terrible throw either by the quarterback, but a heck of a play by the defender. I'm glad he held on to it. That's good. You know, I think this. I think it's really good for Stark County when McKinley's good. I think it's good for Stark County football, and I think it's beautiful to see.
Well, I agree with you. I'm coming around slowly, but agreeing with you that this is the best McKinley team that we've seen in a while. And a chance here to add to their 27-3 lead with 9:14 to go in the third quarter. Hill goes in motion right. They fake it to him. Here comes a roll to the near side and a throw, and Britt goes up and gets it on the 38-yard line. They're going to mark him on the 37, and it is a first down. Not just playing well, but a little more sophisticated offense and defense that they're playing than we've seen over the past few years.
Yeah, and a lot of trust out of their quarterback, Trent Hayden. I mean, they came together from Hoban, him and Renzi Parnell, and you can tell that the quarterback has a lot of trust from his head coach.
All right, 2 receivers near side. Kelly is a wing right on first down, and they'll hand it off up the middle, and it's a new back for the Bulldogs. Zion Culver gets the carry out to the 40-yard line. Culver on the season with 184 yards coming in and a couple of touchdowns. Culver, a senior, 5'8" and 170. He and West were splitting action early in the season, but Kylan West has been head and shoulders above recently. Another new one out there for McKinley. Receiver Trayvon Smith split out wide to the right. Hill to the near side. Tight end left, wing right. And Culver up the middle with a bit of a seam, and the push sends him out close to the 45. Logan Hayes, one of his offensive linemen, pushing everybody downfield to the 44, where it will be 3rd down and 3 for the Bulldogs. 7:45 left in the third as West comes back in for this 3rd and 3 play. McKinley up 27-3. Smith out to the right. Hill to the near side left. Kelly sets up as a wing behind the other tight end, Lee. And they run left. And West across the 45 to the 46, but he is stopped there. Let's see where they give his progress. Going to put it on the 45. So it'll be 4th and 2 for McKinley on their own 45-yard line. Shad Davis, Marquise Jackson come in. So they'll have 4 receivers. And 4th and 2 on their own 45. Now quarterback's going to drop back. Hayden, he wants to punt, and he just got it away. And it's going to hit at the 25. Going to take a McKinley roll inside the 15 and down around the 11-yard line. He wasn't back very far, and Jackson right up the middle nearly blocked it, but
no, but they do this so much. I don't know how the coaches missed this in the film room. It's week 9. You have to realize what is probably going to happen here. However, I was fooled, and I knew it was coming.
So Jackson 1st and 10 on their 11. 6:40 to go in the third. Perry now leading Green 21-14 as that game starts to open up. Lions 35, Minerva nothing. Fairless 14, Northwest 7. Lake 20, Hoover 14. Here is a hit for a loss. Back inside the 10 as Jacobs got the ball and got sent to the turf by Isaac Brooks. He's going to lose a yard on the play. 2nd and 11. Massillon now up on Harding 35-3. Glen Oak leading Mansfield 23-6 as the throw over the middle was caught at the 16 by Cowles. So they'll pick up about 6 on the play and bring up a 3rd down and 5.
We are in for a treat next Saturday, I think.
I hope so. Looking for a good game, looking for what a rivalry game should be, meaning each team has an opportunity to win. As back to throw. Pass batted in the air and incomplete. As Eckerman had it swatted away by Amari Mitchell. And that'll bring up a 4th down and 5. Jackson deep in their own territory again. We'll have to send out the punt team.
Well, you're 3 touchdowns, 3 2-point conversions away from tying it. So, punt the ball away, see what happens. Play some defense.
McKinley should get very good field position here. Mazier will hit it from around his 5. Gets it away with no pressure. End over end kick taken by Hill right on the 50. coming to the near side to the 45, dragging a tackler to the 41-yard line. Jackson's Luke Mazon makes the tackle. And McKinley set up in Jackson territory. Hill a little slow to get up, but he is up. And McKinley will be right on the 40, on the plus 40 with 5:17 to go in the third, leading 27-3. So 1st and 10, Bulldogs on the 40. They'll send 2 receivers out to the right. Kamar Lucius out there with Britt. And they're on the wrong side, so they're going to have to come back to the near side. Wing right, tight end right. 3 on the play clock. Man comes in motion out of the backfield. They throw it to him. West 40. West to the 36-yard line. He's sent out of bounds on the near side.
Knocked out of bounds by number 23, Jackson Baker.
Hayden's got to be careful with that pass. That was behind the line of scrimmage, first of all, and nearly picked off for a pick 6. Would have completely flipped the game.
2nd down and 6. 1 out to the right, 1 to the near side. Tight end left, wing right. West to the right of his quarterback. Handoff up the middle to Hayden. From Hayden to West. And he takes it to the 34, which will bring up a third and about 4 yards to go for McKinley. They lead 27-3. So we move under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs in control from the beginning. And now letting a little clock run here. They're down to 10 on the play clock. They break the huddle and come to the line of scrimmage with tight end right, wing to the near side, and with 4 on the play clock, timeout is called. And McKinley will take a Friends and Family Credit Union timeout. We will as well. 27-3 McKinley. Third quarter. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Lilyfield Lane Flowers and Gifts, located at 2830 Cleveland Avenue South, is your go-to florist for every occasion: homecoming, prom, weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, and memorials. Stop in and take a look at our unique gifts and beautiful custom floral arrangements. We deliver in the Stark County area. Give us a call today at 330-754-6998 and mention Q92 to receive a 20% discount.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
McKinley with a 3rd and 4 on the Jackson 34-yard line. They lead 27-3 with 4.5 to go in the third quarter. And it's the roll to the right. Deep throw, far side to the goal line and out of bounds. Intended for Britt. That was just kind of a heave there by Trent Hayden.
DJ Britt goes out of bounds.
And Britt unable to run it down. I don't think he would have been able to stay in bounds anyway. So it'll be 4th and 4 for the Bulldogs on the 34. Maybe a play you run because you know you're going to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, you stole the words right out of my mouth, and that was just a throw it where you're supposed to throw. You hike it, you wheel to the right, and you know exactly where the ball's supposed to be placed. I think he got it there. He just didn't connect with the receiver, but you're right. They're just going to run the original 3rd down play here.
2 out to the right. Lee will line up as a tight end to the left, and Gordon behind him. Now he goes in motion right. As Hayden going to throw deep far side again for Britt. Can he run it down? He does on the 4-yard line. Another heave by Trent Hayden. Britt had to make an adjustment as the ball was coming down and dove for it and got it on the 3-yard line.
Yeah, he was going towards his right. He saw the ball. I don't know if he went the wrong way. There was a little miscommunication. But a nice save by Britt.
And a good catch at the 3. So McKinley looking to add to their total inside the RG Drake red zone once again. They'll send Britt out to the right, Hill to the near side, 2 tight ends. And West, the running back, gets the handoff up the middle, and he is thrown backwards. Got nothing on the play. Bulldogs have not been able to run the ball straight at Jackson with consistency tonight. They've gotten one through there occasionally, but Jackson has been pretty stout in the middle. Here comes Isaac Brooks in for West. Brooks, a 200-pounder. Now they go with both tight ends to the left, receiver each way from the 4. 2nd and goal, fumble in the backfield, and Hayden falls on the ball back on the 9. A problem with the exchange between Brooks and Hayden, and the ball hit the turf, and that'll bring it back. Well, they'll put it on the 10-yard line, so 3rd and goal on the 10. This is not the first time the Bulldogs have struggled when they've got inside the red zone.
They've been struggling all night in the red zone.
Britt out to the right, 2 to the near side. Tight end is a wing left. Play action. Throw out to the right for Britt. Makes the catch. Gets a block. Steps in for the Bulldog touchdown.
Looks like there's a flag at the 7.
Block out there by McKinley's
and another
offensive lineman. There was a flag before, and now another flag comes in after the play. I believe it was Ramir Brown with the block, or not Ramir Brown, but Zion Covington with the block out in the right flat. So now let's sort out the flags. Is it still a touchdown? Who's the second flag against? If it stays a touchdown, it'll be 33-3. So apparently it is a touchdown and an unsportsmanlike call on McKinley and forced on the kickoff. So Mankowski back out. He missed his last extra point, which was his first miss of the season in 29 attempts.
Well, what I was looking at originally at the 7-yard line is still there, so I don't think that's a flag.
Snap, ball down, kick up, and good. Timeout. 2:38 to go in the third quarter. It's now McKinley 34 and Jackson 3. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Well, the Bulldogs have blown this one open. 2 touchdown drives in the third quarter after they led 21-3 at halftime. This time they go 40 yards in 7 plays and get the 10-yard pass.
Mankowski will kick off from the 25-yard line after the penalty.
To DJ Britt. And the kick makes it 34-3. So we were in a running clock situation. Didn't expect that here tonight. With 2:38 left in the third. McKinley now with 18 first downs to Jackson's 7. Total yards 393 to 135. So basically 3-1. 297 through the air.
It's been pure domination from McKinley.
Line drive kickoff, bounces at the 20, picked up on the bounce, and it's Cowles right up the middle, has a seam, 30, 40, 50, cutting back, spin move, 40, 30, And it'll go out of bounds on the McKinley 22-yard line as Max Cowles continues to be his team's lone bright spot tonight.
He's been the best player on the field.
64 yards on that return.
Yeah, he's done that all night long with his returns. That's the longest one yet.
Which button is that makes him spin like that?
It is B.
The
B button. If you're an Xbox, I don't know why I said B. I never had an Xbox. I was a PlayStation guy, and that was circle.
Okay.
So I don't know why B came out of my mouth.
So you covered everybody, so everybody knows.
Mm-hmm. And I think if you play the Wii, you just do it yourself.
I don't think I could do that. Back to throw. Eckerman going to go for the end zone as a man down there, and it's caught. So just like that, we are not in a running clock situation. A kickoff return and then a 21-yard pass for touchdown for Jackson, and they get their first touchdown of the night. And not see who brought that down on the far side of the field.
That was Corey Jacobs.
All right. So Jackson in the end zone for the first time. Lucas Eckerman with his 7th TD pass of the season. And Jacobs with his 4th catch for score. Mazier for the extra point with flags down. He stopped the play. Brett Andrews is the holder. Offside call against McKinley. So it's half the distance, and it looks like they're going to bring in the offense again to go for 2. It's 34-9. They ran 2 minutes off the clock with that kickoff return and 1 play. And we're back in normal clock conditions now. And now Jackson trying to get it together. The play clock has not started yet. It's still at 25. Now it starts. As the Polar Bears come to the line of scrimmage, the ball will be between the 1 and the 2-yard line as Jackson goes for 2. They line up in a power formation, tight end right, 2 to the left. They'll hand it off to Jacobs up the middle, and he is crunched at the 1-yard line. Coming in from the outside was Dewan Robinson, but Jacobs really didn't rush it up in there, looking for a hole, and the Bulldogs closed him down quickly. So we'll have a timeout on the field with 1:52 to go in the third. It's now McKinley 34, Jackson 9. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
The Jackson running back, Corey Jacobs, was shaken up on that play, and he's going off to the far side now, being helped by one of the trainers. Not sure exactly what the injury is. He doesn't seem to be limping too severely.
Well, he was favoring his right arm earlier in the game, so maybe that has something to do with it.
He got hit hard, low and high, on that 2-point conversion attempt. That was unsuccessful. So the score 34-9 as we are just under 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. Massillon up 35-10 on Warren Harding. West Branch 48, Carrollton 7. Perry and Green 21 all. They're in the last 6 minutes of the game in that one.
Cooper Mazier will kick off for Jackson. Deepest man is number 19, Darius Hill.
Kickoff coming to the near side. It's going to hit inside the 5, and it's not going to go in the end zone. So Hill's going to have to run with it. Out to the 10, to the 15, and he's down at the 15-yard line. Bulldogs have shown that tonight where they're just going to let the kick go into the end zone. That one checked up, and Hill couldn't take the chance. And was only able to run it out to the 16. So it's McKinley's worst field position to start a drive tonight. Glen Oak leading Mansfield Senior now 30-6. Lake 20, Hoover 14, Triway 21, Central nothing. LaSalle 35, Louisville 10, East Canton 14, Buckeye Trail 6, Canton South 21, Tuslaw 7. McKinley here, 1st and 10 from their 16-yard line. Hayden, the quarterback. West behind him. Handoff. West hitting the backfield, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. Jackson selling out for the run there. Make it a 2-yard loss. So it'll be 2nd and 12. So the tight ends come back in. They were both not in the game there for that running play. Now they come in. And the play being signaled in from the sideline. Hayden into the huddle, still in there. Now they break it with 8 on the play clock. Gonna have to hurry. Hayden takes the snap, hands off. West up the middle to the 17-yard line. So he picks up about 3. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and about 9 here for the Bulldogs as we're in the final minute of the 3rd quarter.
And they're going to have the ball the rest of the 3rd quarter. They're going to run the whole 3rd quarter down regardless. And ideally, they'll start with the ball in the 4th quarter.
34-9 for McKinley. They led 21-3 at halftime. Jackson got their first touchdown on their last possession. And in motion to the right. It's a fake and a throwback to the near side. And out across the 20 to the 24-yard line. The receiver, which is Trayvon Smith, he slipped and nearly went down. The official on the near side shook his head as to say, nope, he didn't touch his knee down. And we have an injured McKinley player on the far side of the field. So the ball will be on the 24. It will be 4th down and 3. There are 9 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. When the injured player is off the field, the clock will restart. But can't see who the injured player is.
I believe it's 45, which would be a huge blow.
Their starting tight end is Legacy Lee, who's only a sophomore, but he's been in there for most plays all season long. Now sitting up. And he's going to be helped to his feet. And he's going to come off under his own power. So McKinley will have a 4th and 2 actually on their 24-yard line. And I believe the clock will start when they get it set up. And the clock has started and the 3rd quarter is over. So after 3 from Robert Fife Stadium, our score is Canton McKinley 34 and Jackson 9. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Are you looking to add beauty, privacy, and year-round greenery to your property? Smith Evergreen Nursery is a family-owned local grower of premium evergreens, perfect for privacy screens, windbreaks, and stunning landscaping. They grow what they sell, so you get healthy, long-lasting trees straight from the source. Call 330-575-2479, visit SmithEvergreen.com, or find Smith Evergreen Nursery on Facebook. Smith Evergreen Nursery, farm to yard.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Back with you from Jackson, where the Polar Bears trail McKinley 34-9. Clint Scroggs and Ryan Bevere bringing you the action as McKinley 1 quarter away from an outright Federal League title. And 1 quarter away from an 8-game winning streak.
Looks like Legacy Lee might be all right. Maybe the wind was knocked out of him. He seems fine right now on the bench.
Punting situation here for McKinley. Mankowski will hit it from around his 15-yard line, and Max Cowles at his 40. He's been dangerous tonight. That's a really good kick. Cowles back to his 35, looking for somewhere to go. Trying to get around the end to the right, and he's brought down back on the 30 on a really nice play by Colin Hinkle, one of their top defensive players. Makes the stop. And actually, a good result there for McKinley with the kick and with the returner giving ground to try to get around the corner and being tackled back on his 30-yard line. First and 10 for the Polar Bears. Lucas Eckerman has gone all the way at quarterback tonight after missing a couple of games. He also left the third game of the season with an injury. So Eckerman in the pistol. Jacobs back in there as his running back. See if he gets the ball or if he's more of a decoy or more of a receiver. They come out with 3 receivers, 2 to the near side, 1 out to the right, and the tight end is a wing left. It is a handoff to Jacobs up the middle, bounces off a man and goes ahead for a couple of yards. First man to hit him for McKinley was Javier Moore. 31-yard line, so a gain of 1. 30 seconds into the fourth quarter.
McKinley's riding with their starters still.
Polar Bears look to the far side for the play. Eckerman in the pistol. Stanley is a wing to the left. Back to throw. Rush from the outside. Long throw far side and incomplete. As Regenball was running down the far sideline with 2 defenders running stride for stride along with him. Shad Davis and Lanaz Brown over there. And then the safety, Demare McClellan, coming from the middle of the field. So that receiver was not open. The pass was overthrown. 3rd down and 9 here for Jackson. They have Cowles and Szymanski out there as receivers. And now Jacobs will split wide to the near side outside of Szymanski. Cowles to the right. Eckerman in the pistol. Back to throw. Looks left. Throws the bubble screen to the right. Somebody's got it by the shirt, and he's going to go down for a loss. That is a great play by Marquise Jackson, who fought through the block and caught the receiver by the shirt and wouldn't let him go. And the help came. And it sets up a 4th and 11 from the 29.
Punt formation number 92, Cooper Mazier.
I'm kind of surprised they're punting it, to be honest. I know they're in their own territory, but if you're playing to win the game, there's 10:32 to go in the fourth quarter.
Polar Bears trailing 34-9 as Mazier kicks it away. Low kick bouncing. And they'll let it hit, and it'll take a Jackson roll this time. Inside the 30, inside the 25, down to around the 21-yard line. So with 10:13 to go, the Bulldogs will have it back, leading by 25 points. And the Bulldogs, 402 total yards now to 160 for the Polar Bears.
That'll do it.
Tread Hayden, 17 of 24, 304, 3 touchdowns. Kylan West, 22 carries, 105 yards, and 2 scores. Eckerman now 8 of 21, 120 yards, a score, and an interception. Jacobs, 13 carries for 51 for the Polar Bears. 1st and 10, Bulldogs on their 20-yard line. And off up the middle goes to West, and he'll get maybe a yard, maybe 2.
Stop by 59, Wilfredo Martinez.
So it'll be 2nd down and about 8 from the 22-yard line. Fairless and Northwest 14 all in the final moments of that game. Green now up on Perry 28-21, and another give up the middle and another short gain. They'll stop him at about the 24-yard line, which will bring up a third down. Third down at about 6, maybe 7, as the clock continues to run. 9:15 to go in the fourth quarter. McKinley has controlled this one. West Branch wins over Carrollton 48-7. Glen Oak now up on Mansfield 37-6 in the fourth. Massillon 42, Warren Harding 10. McKinley going to let the clock run down here and take a timeout, it looks like. They will. A Friends and Family Credit Union timeout with 8:53 to go in the fourth. 34-9 McKinley. You're listening to High School Football presented by the SARS Schoen Auto Group on Q92.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football presented by SARS Schoen Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
McKinley will have a 3rd and 6 on their 24-yard line. One back, and they'll fake it to him. Hayden wants to throw. Going to go far sideline for Britt, and he comes back and pulls it down out around the 40-yard line. Great timing on that pass. And on the route run by the receiver, let's see where they put him, at the 36. He came back to make the catch, but it will be a first down for McKinley on the 36-yard line. They got 12 yards on 3rd and 6, and they'll move the chains and keep the clock running with 8:45 to go.
What a weapon he is to have for McKinley.
Wind is picking up. It is Hayden handing off near side, and new running back in the game for the Bulldogs. That is Derek Gordon getting the ball. And he takes it to the 38 for a 2-yard pickup. Maybe we've seen the last of Kylan West for this evening with 8 minutes to go, and McKinley up by 3 touchdowns plus.
Yeah, he did his job. And you got a big one coming up next week. And then you got even bigger ones following that. So looks like this one's in the bag. 34-9, 8 minutes to go. I would expect them to start bringing more guys out.
West with 108 yards on 24 carries. As Gordon will get it again up the middle, and he has a burst, and he's into the secondary, and he is gone. Touchdown. 61 yards. Derek Gordon blasting up the middle. And taking it all the way and putting us back in running clock territory with 7:40 to go. As the Bulldogs get set for an extra point. That was a blur going down the field.
Yeah, there was no one in the secondary to stop him. All he had to do was break that line of scrimmage, and he was gone.
Bulldogs trying to get the right people out there for the extra point. 10 on the play clock. Now they're lined up. They got to hurry up, though, and get this snapped. Snap is high, put down, kick up, and no good. So the second miss of the season for Thomas Mankowski. That was a hurried attempt. So it's no good, but McKinley's lead now 40-9 with 7:02 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to High School Football presented by the SARS Schoen Auto Group on Q92.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
McKinley add on to their total on the 62-yard touchdown run by Derek Gordon. 5 plays, 79 yards on that drive. So McKinley now up to 481 total yards. This is a Jackson team that's given up some points and yards this season. And McKinley has been able to exploit the Jackson defense here tonight. Pretty much all it wanted. Vankowski to kick. Norch and Cowles back deep. They bounce the kick. It takes a bounce over the up man, and it's fielded and run out of bounds at the 20-yard line by Rocco Norch. The up man ready to field that ball, and it bounced about 15 feet up in the air just over his head, and Norch had to come up and field it on a bounce. They'll put it on the 21, 1st and 10. Clock will start on the snap, and it will continue to run unless there's something like an injury or a scoring play. Jackson comes out. Massillon has won 42-10, and Lake has beaten Hoover tonight, 20-14. Huge win for Dan DeGeorge's team after losing 2 straight. Back to throw. Eckerman looking, has a man in the middle, throws it to him. It's Szymanski, and he's up to the 33, and he has a 1st down. Tackle by DeJuan Robinson. Northwest and Fairless in overtime, tied at 14.
Free Pac-7 action. Love that.
Yeah, you gotta love that. As much as you can get.
I grew up in the Pac-7, Clint.
I didn't know that. McKinley offside. Left defensive end jumping into the neutral zone. So the ball moved up to the 38-yard line. 1st and 5. We're at 5:20, running clock in the 4th quarter. McKinley with a 31-point advantage. Eckerman with Jacobs to his right. Back to throw. Sets up, fires over the middle. It's caught at the 50-yard line, and a 1st down. Micah Regenball with the catch. Tackled by Chris Crook. First time we've called his name tonight, I believe.
Well, they've been going against him all night long. They will not throw his way. They don't even really want to run it over that way. He had the game-sealing interception last week at Tom Benson.
Playing corner in high school at 6'2" and 180. He's pretty impressive specimen over there. Eckerman back to throw again, brings it near side. Szymanski goes down to the turf to take it on the 42. That'll be an 8-yard pickup. Ball on the McKinley side of the 50 with 4:15 to go. And the Bulldogs cruising to victory here tonight. Some new players out there for McKinley, as you mentioned, but also some of the starters still on the field. From the pistol, Eckerman on 2nd and 2. Drops back, looks right, Throws out there, and it's caught. Cowles by 30, and by the 25, and down to the 21-yard line. The McKinley DB went for the knockdown or the interception there and didn't get it, and the ball got through. And the Jackson receiver takes it down to the 21-yard line. Max Cowles with his 6th catch of the game. Eckerman back in an empty backfield, throws the slant, and Regenball catches, and the ball comes out, and they're going to call it incomplete. I think Renzi Parnell wanted a catch and a fumble, but it's called incomplete. 3 minutes to go now in this one. Max Cowles, 6 catches, 52 yards. And he's also run back 3 kickoffs for 145 yards. And we have a timeout. So the Bulldogs take time with 2:38 to go. McKinley up 40-9. We'll take a break. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit Sarshone.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Jackson with a 2nd and 10 on the McKinley 21 with 2:38 to go. Bulldogs on top 40-9. Jackson out with 5 wide, 3 to the near side and 2 out to the right. Lucas Eckerman, the senior quarterback, takes the snap. He's back, throwing for the end zone, and it is apparently incomplete, but a flag comes in after the play. Not sure what the flag is about. Pass was intended for Cowles. He hit him on the hands with the throw. There were 2 defenders there. And let's see what the call will be. They got a personal foul on Demare McClellan, coming over to make the hit from the middle of the field. Not sure about that one, but in any case, the clock continues to run as the Polar Bears look to the far side of the field. Hot dogs winning tonight here at Robert Fife Stadium. Only $1 thanks to Stark Federal Credit Union. No matter the final score tonight, both Polar Bear and Bulldog fans walk out of the stadium winners and full thanks to Stark Federal Credit Union. Here is a pass to the back of the end zone and a circus catch made over there, but out of bounds. I think that was Regenball who made the grab, tipped it up in the air and eventually came down with it, but he was almost all the way out to the fence by the time he made the catch. So the clock running down to a minute now with Jackson a 2nd and 10 on the McKinley 11 in the R.G. Drake red zone. Next week, Brian Beatty and I will be at Hoover for the Vikings and Jackson. Another throw to the far side of the field, poked away by the defensive back. They try to go for the fade again. And that was Marquise Jackson, the senior defensive back, to get his hands up in there. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 11. And Jackson's going to have to hurry to get another playoff here. We're down to 28 seconds. We were briefly in a running clock situation. McKinley went up 34-3. But then Jackson, a long kick return and a touchdown on the first play, got it back to 25 points as Eckerman rolls, throws near side. It's caught inside the 5, and the ball is out. Ball is out along the sideline. And I believe it's going to be McKinley's ball inside the 5-yard line. The receiver made the catch and stretching the ball out, trying to get it into the end zone, was hit. And the ball came out. It was Reginball right around the goal line. And the ball was recovered right along the sideline by one of the McKinley defenders, and the clock has expired, and that is the end of the ball game. So we are all done here at Robert Fife Stadium as the clock runs out, and the McKinley Bulldogs have a 40-9 victory over the Jackson Polar Bears. And we will come back to wrap it up from Robert Fife Stadium after a timeout. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we drop photos and videos from all of our high school and Mount Union broadcasts. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
McKinley beats Jackson here tonight, 40-9. Let's take a look at some of the final numbers. McKinley with 20 first downs to 11 for the Polar Bears. They ran 55 plays to Jackson's 46. Total yards 481 to 223. 316 through the air to 183 for Jackson. 165.
Go back and relive all the action with Q92 Sports on SoundCloud. Whether it's high school or University of Mount Union football and basketball, we've got you covered from 2016 through today. Catch every thrilling game and heart-pounding moment anytime you want. Q92 Sports is your go-to for local sports action. Find us on SoundCloud at Q92 Radio, and don't forget to stream all of our games live on Friday night at Q92Radiosports.com.
The Q92 Sports Network is your home for the best coverage of high school and Mount Union football and basketball. Be sure you're following us on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Threads. You'll know what games we'll be broadcasting.
As I was saying, Kylan West, 108 yards and 24 carries, 2 touchdowns. Derek Gordon, 2 for 64 and a touchdown. DJ Britt, 9 catches for 181 and a touchdown. Darius Hill, 5 for 114 and a touchdown. Gordon, 2 for 10 and a touchdown. Trayvon Smith, 1 for 7 for Jackson. Lucas Eckerman, 13 of 29, 183 yards, an interception and a touchdown. Corey Jacobs, 13 carries, 51 yards. And let's see, 4 catches for 54 for Reginball. Jacobs had 2 catches for 45 and a touchdown, as McKinley wins again tonight to go to 8-1, 6-0, and solo Federal League champions. Jackson falls to 5-4 and 3-2. The Bulldogs, of course, home for Massillon next Saturday afternoon. We'll have it for you with the pregame starting at 11:30 from the Hall of Fame Village and Gridiron Gastropub. We'll have all that coming up next week. And we'll also have Friday night, the Jackson Polar Bears will be at Hoover for their traditional Week 10 matchup. So thanks to everyone back at the studios. Thanks to Ryan Bevere here with me at Robert Fife Stadium. Again, our final score tonight, McKinley 40, Jackson 9. You've been listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Hit music.
I know you want it.
The legendary Q92.